With sincerity and so much pride. Welcome home. Today's ceremony represents the culmination of a legal and administrative process through which individuals with strong ties to Ghana have formally become citizens of our republic.
On behalf of His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama, and the good people of our nation, I welcome you. While it is true that we are here today for a legal ceremony, we are also here to affirm a simple truth, and that is that distance may separate our people, but it does not erase our identity. Thank you. Ghana continues to be a home for the global African family, and your presence here today marks a significant moment of renewal and moral reconnection. Today's ceremony, therefore, represents citizenship, but also reconnection, healing, and restoration. Ghana's relationship with the African diaspora is long-standing. Our founding president, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, saw Ghana as a gateway to unity, dignity, and progress for all of us. Ghana's independence in 1957 was not meant for Ghana alone. It was meant to create freedom and opportunity for Africans and people of African descent everywhere. That vision continues to influence our national policy. Across the world today, the African diaspora represents one of the greatest reservoirs of talent, knowledge, innovation, and economic strength available to our continent. The government of Ghana also believes that the relationship between Ghana and her diaspora must go beyond economics. It must be rooted in identity and a common vision. This is why our administration is strengthening a comprehensive diaspora engagement policy to turn historical connections into practical partnerships. Our goal is to build a Ghana where Africans everywhere can contribute meaningfully to our shared prosperity. Ghana welcomes all of you, our newly sworn-in citizens. By becoming citizens of Ghana, you have chosen a nationality which comes with belonging and responsibilities. You have chosen to become an active part of the history of this nation. Ghana is championing international efforts to ensure that the injustices of the past are acknowledged and that the dignity of Africans everywhere is recognized. On behalf of the government and people of Ghana, I congratulate each one of you. Welcome home. And may God continue to bless our homeland, Ghana. Akwaba.
Because of years of underinvestment, a lot of the transformers are obsolete, they are overloaded, and they are unable to withstand pressure. And that's the truth. You can talk to the experts. That's what the current situation is. So I asked them, how many transformers do we need? They said we need a minimum. Between NETCO and ECG, at least we must immediately replace 1,500 transformers. I looked at your budget and said, you cannot procure all that at a go. So I've gone to lobby Minister of Finance, and he's agreed that he will support us so that we'll procure 1,500 transformers and deploy those 1,500. And I pleaded with him that it should not be a loan. Because we can't continue to have these outages, especially when tariffs are going up. People want to see reliable supply of power, uninterrupted reliable supply of power. So I want to appeal to Ghanaians that From the end of March, you're going to see a lot of injection of transformers. That could cause a little bit of disruption, but we'll announce it, we'll pre-inform you, but bear with us when we are changing the transformers.
There was a letter from the Chief of Staff directing that recruitment that took place after the election should be terminated. However, state agencies decided to go back to 2017-18. People who have been in the employ of state-owned institutions, not just the civil service, since 2018, were sacked. Attempt to bring this matter to the public space remains frustrated. The first was a preliminary objection by the majority leader, and when we filed an appeal, though the appeal motion was allowed, but the debate is still in abeyance. The motion was moved, seconded, and one contributor was taken. It's been 8 months. It always appears on the other paper. We are unable to take it. Why? A motion was filed in good faith, in accordance with the rules, in respect of Bank of Ghana and the Gold Board. Since December, same was admitted and advertised on the other paper. We have been in session since we have resumed. This is our 6th week or so. Government businesses have found space, but the single business of the minority is yet to be taken. Though the will of the majority is in all cases to prevail, that will must be reasonable, that the minority possess their equal rights, which equal law must protect. A supermajority does not equate to infallibility. A commanding numerical advantage in the House must be exercised with humility, restraint, and profound sense of national responsibility. Whilst numerical strength may enable bold reforms, it must also create space for broader consensus so that the laws we pass enjoy durability, legitimacy, and public confidence. And by the way, the majority should be reminded that in 2017, we, in the today's minority, were 169. There is an election ahead in 2028.
If you neglect your duty, it's not my duty to ensure that your private business is done. So you cannot fault the majority side for the pendency of your motion that is ably been moved by you and ably seconded. You can't fault me, you can't fault my leader, you can't fault the House, because it's a private member's motion, and as a private person who sponsored the motion, it was your duty to ensure that the debates continues as it is. So as I speak, the motion, the debate continues as we capture it in the order paper. So it is duty to make sure that it's carried, and more particularly because he's also a member of the business committee. Business committee arranges business for the House. He's a prominent member, and that is why he ensures that every time, for every week, that motion is advertised. But if you don't pursue it on the floor, it is not my business, it's your business. That's why it's a private member's motion. So that is my reaction to that in that regard. Now, if you recall the events of 9th December 2025.
We've had some discussions with CLOSAC. I had a personal meeting with the executive secretary, and I had a meeting with the finance minister. We agreed that whatever the situation is, it will be important for us to understand exactly what they require. They have often traced their requests to government to increase or to restructure their salary scheme since the last administration. And so they have a strong feeling that with our government in place, we should be able to do it, because that would have meant that they are tracing it from the last regime to this regime, and it has been an extensive period of time. But we told them, well, in our situation, this is a very huge enterprise. To say we are restructuring a salary scheme that would have meant a complete reorganization of our remuneration package, not only to CLOSAC, but to everybody else. Because if you do, it will require you to do for all others, because we are in the same, the same public service structure. Anyway, so we've had some meetings. I detailed the chief executive of the fair wages to have a meeting with CLOSAC, because earlier on I discussed with the Labour Commission, and they said CLOSAC, they tried to get them, engage them, they didn't get the opportunity. Then Fair Wages also said they did not have a discussion with them earlier before the strike, and I didn't know about the strike at that very moment. There was only a warning, and we didn't have an opportunity to have an interaction before the warn and before the strike came or was announced. So right now, just yesterday, after I've had a meeting with the executive secretary, the CLOSAC also held a meeting with the executive, and then we try to get a close understanding of exactly what they are requiring. And my understanding is that after getting that, I would have then understood fully exactly what they need. After my meeting with the finance minister, we agreed that we'll examine exactly what is required to do, and then we address it. But I'm often saying that CLOSAC's strike shouldn't happen at all. It shouldn't be an example of how we relate. We have gone beyond the fact that government will not listen, government will not do what you require, and therefore you have to go on strike to satisfy the requirement of your demands on us. We have always said that we are listening government. We've sat down with you, we've listened to you, we will work on it. There's no need going on strike before the final decision is taken. And we are developing a good relationship, to the point that I just think that going on strike will not be a necessity at all. It should be a final resort, and not even a final resort, it should be outmoded. Once you are making a request for something, you need to sit down and listen. You need to sit down and debate, and negotiate. Do a final negotiation to get to a point when you can be satisfied. I would have wished that we continue these discussions within the framework of an economy which we need to take into consideration when you are asking for something. So it's important that they listen. It's important they decide against their strike, and we are asking them to call off the strike whilst we go on to negotiate. I don't want a situation where it's like there's somebody carrying a log behind you and intending to hit you, and therefore you have to take a decision here and there, and for this reason. It wouldn't be genuine, it wouldn't have responded to the kind of cordial relations we are developing between us. Well, what happens in this government is going to be different. First of all, after listening, we are picking up the pieces and getting to understand exactly what the demand is. We are making a promise that it will be on the table of the finance minister. It's an intersectoral commitment to work on it, and we are pledging to do so. So once this pledge has come and there is a commitment to get to the bottom of it, we do have to continue a strike until we structure it into the economy and start working on it. I think that is a strike that shouldn't come on at all. Because the overall impression we all have is that we want to create a great country, a good country, an economy that is satisfying and will serve us all.
Okay.
Now, if you want to chisel away that part of the economy which you are building, and you still want something in the economy, it's going to have a negative consequence. If they don't, all of us are going to suffer, because look, people are already suffering. The pain is already going down, because I heard somebody saying, well, he needs his pay and he needed to get a deadline and CLOSAC is not there to work. It's going to have a total effect on all of us and themselves as well. And I think that that shouldn't be the reason for them to be on strike. We should go on strike for a specific reason, and I can tell them that specific reason they are going on strike is being tackled.
So me more kwaba ereba TV XYZ and afi Power 97.9 FM inside politics jumedi na aso na afi nsema hodo etwegu o man Ghana ha ye de emunchire mu sade esene fata wonso ubetimi ate ho asese Ghana ni na abribia na sade amamwo ne kro no ugina ba bi na wo kasa emma ne se wabi wa no na wo kasa sa keke nemum wonso wotin nsem a ekoso wo man Ghana numu na se nti se wo kasa then you know what you are talking about. Nti fi sabre enkopem se 6 pm bebo kai na se nso si ani na edi jumede abom ye beji wadwo nkyere de aboa nti ko Facebook a ye handle so ho at Power 979 FM ana TV XYZ ewo Facebook na momo bomodin kopiem ewo YouTube a ye XYZ broadcasting jumede ye di nyina na twegu live and calendar ho a wo jebre na fe wo so hwe bia ubetimi di wadwen kyerɛ to ase ne yenso agye braken kan de ama na fe Ghana nyina no obi ahusampa wo kan obi no man no guso efa ne ntama pa bi na edi efra Mr Kevin Asante ana ye me producer okwa MCR Mr Rap Jampo Mr Emmanuel Neti ana fe Mr Peter Cranton womo ana ehye uTV ne so amawa wo hwa so aye kama no Ura studio ha Francis Willie womo ne gina cameras na chi ehwe se wo mbetwa dwumadi ne no so aye ofe Lizzy na ya wotwi makeup no man na afi aye kama na ye de nsem a ekotwi kobrema ne nyina atimi abrewa ha me amagye adwa na wiei na me so mo afasa akonya yi so midin de enke Obrempong the grassroots president okwa Mike Ania metenase se ya na no kre ensem a ye ba be di ho nkoma a wo man Ghana nyina wo bia bete so mfaso wo bia be hunu se ye ni sei ana ye de fa se ya ye nyina ye ho beto yen eno nti ana brebia na magye sadagye na fe ye de sajumedi abawa kwam ne de aba be somo babi bia waje bre na wo hwe bia na se wotie me enke Obrempong me se nyankopon wanhyira wa enyade a mepeneda na ene yensem no edoso before ye be hyase no maminchia Her Excellency the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Lordina Mahama. Nukreni enra na me jebre na me ko through Lordina Mahama Foundation. Lordina Foundation. Jumedia AD, serve the vulnerable, serve the orphans, serve onibieni ehuna mobrofo. Enti ukopiemu obono oko tachimai, oko Ghana ha mia ahodo bia wasi children's ward. Na wasi way na ade bakunti ama ene awie mi di hu nkomo akere Ghana nyina babi bia waje bre na wo hwe dwumadi bi se wo manyi kamia yese bibi ya aka yen ho sade na ya aka yen ho ne yeboni aye. Lordina Mahama as the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana were by 2012 from 2012 up to 2016 enema wo fa so eyeye ede boa wo man Ghana hanom sei enya de ketwa matena sinene en fiti no de ma readi niema hwe niema bebre eye me nwanwa se wo hwe TV a won cheda ntan hunu se wo tie radio a won cheda ntan hunu because se wo hye ne nso a abibia ne se obi ye adepa bi na se wo bo na ba so a ema ne nya hoɔden soronko ede yesa niema ne bebre. So some of us Enyema Yashe Edi Echirache, the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Lordina Mahama. Nijuma Warrior, some of us a free neck on Yatama to Yahoso. Yebeka, Nafi, when we say Ampagana for Adia Tumse, Ninyema Oyen, Esoyeni. Enti yenye mubi yebeka no kra ne dia kire o man Ghana nyina enti Excellency Lordina Mama baby awo ene awie enke Obrempong mesi nyankopon nhira mempene da wo opepa wo akomapa wo tima a wo de ma o man Ghana a enu nti no wo de Lordina Foundation aba ebua nipa hudo bebre a wo mo wo ahuhehiem no mu wa ho kyerem nyankopon nhyira wo yie pa ye hunu first ladies ni bebre a womo na omu nyina wo foundation ni bi but omu nya free super na womo gya kyeredi but o hwe the first lady Lordina Mahama even wabra na NDC wo position wabra na ni kunu akwakwa tenafia na onye mampani na wogusu AC hospitals ogusu AC children's ward ogusu na oboa ehiafo mobrohufo orphans na chese utwa no foundation na eye organic eyampa sa na yabono sa na ono nyankopon abono se wo momode na sa emwai wo femma wo mo wo mani da so asa enti your excellency honestly me enke Obrempong mani age adwuma wo ye ho ede bua na oman Ghana afa ne ntoma pa bi de afra and looking at your husband His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama wono so baye niema wo ye wo man Ghana mu a ahwe se wo man ne betimi afa ne ntoma pa bi de afra na temamufo asomdwe ni ahoto a wo mo pe na etimi abom so nyankopon nhira mu yie pa hwe president ni Dr. Ibrahim Mahama a whole private jet was say why an air ambulance at the amount my Ghana say obi wu ade atobi so wohimfa na wase yakof picking ba nkran anase baabi krofoforo bia akra so na yetimeje ne nkwa yenya ma jata so pe ya de kwakofa nipa no so I think sir His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama ninia Dr. Ibrahim Mahama anafe Lordina Mahama the first lady of the Republic of Ghana nyankopon abom sonko a abibia Ghana ha ye mompa ye se emfene ekwa anim nyina no ye benya nipa bi ti se omoseso no matena omamu a said be ayedie be koso atena the Excellency Lordina Mahama awiawe mebo abaso yipa wa adwuma pa wo ye wo man Ghana ede aboa ehumobrofo onibie offense a wo ho kire wo se be ye na wo ho betimi atom nyankopon enhyira wa mempene da abisa yenko ene yensem a edidi so no so Her Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana Professor Jena na Opoku Agyeman pay official visit to the Roads and Highway Ministry woni na kwakodi nkomo bebre akwan ahodo a ekoso o man Ghana ha wo mo ye na afi baabi wo hokran so o mo pese o mo ye na o hwe Madina stretch isi ya eno ade ya na mene Chief Superintendent Alexander Kwaku oben ekasa wono no Director for Training, Education and Research edema MTTD Police na o kire se Madina ye efa akramo anim ho no kwan na nka omopese mu biem no de na wo mo ye plan na mo fa traffic e de ba ho no nti o matwe asan eti Your Excellency the Vice President ekopiem Roads and Highway Ministry no wakasai na fe wo mo man briefing so e de fa sa kwan yi ho ene traffic ne niam a mo pese nka mo nye na wo man Ghana ye akwan so enye jojo mfeman yentie Your Excellency the Vice President Jena no Opoku Agyeman e wo bra wo call the Roads and Highways Ministry no kudi nkomo.
I hear the ministry on the anxiety of the public, on the types of roads they're looking for, and the speed with which they believe that the roads ought to have been fixed. I appreciate that. Those of us whose work normally takes us around the country, we know what it is like. If I live on a road where, there's dust 24/7, some of us will wonder, what does that do to the children in the area? If you have a new baby or a young person and the person has allergies or anything like that, it means that the road is doing more than transportation. It's also dealing with health. It is dealing with education. It's dealing with everything. So I can understand the anxiety. We just want to plead for patience as we do the right things for all of us. It's almost like the need for jobs. The anxiety is very much understood.
We want to encourage the public to be patient with us. We don't do anything with the aim to make your work or your life more difficult. A few days ago, we took a decision to, for instance, redirect traffic around Tetekwashi for a very important exercise. We could carry out that exercise, the first phase, without the diversion, but it's risky because we are launching beams that are very heavy and can actually crash articulated truck and kill people in it. But when we attempted the first night, we saw the negative impact. We quickly pulled back, and now today or tomorrow we'll have a review to see whatever strategy we will use. But whatever we do, it will still impede the flow of traffic. We are just appealing to the public. We cannot do that work without you being ready to spend a little bit more time in traffic when you are traversing that corridor. It will have to be something that we can do together with the patience of everybody. We say at this ministry, we do the same thing. We don't use dispatch riders or anything. We drive in the same traffic as you. So we are improving this for ourselves. So we are saying that we feel the pain you feel in that traffic. I drive through that traffic as well. My deputy, everybody drive through that traffic. We are capable of doing that within a few months so that we can get that done. So, Your Excellency, your appeal on our behalf to the public is very well taken.
And Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Jenana Opoku Ajiman, Wabra will call the Roads and Highways Ministry. Our call one of Yakwan Hon Sem, Sir Big Push Air Cossy, Sena Air Court Defa, Afi Aquanya, extensions, I hold on so, Send a Sifa Etia Defa. Now, the Roads and Highways Minister, Honorable Kwame Agboja governs, and so Echre said the name Sifa, normal briefy Vice President, said the name Sifa Aircraw, and the Kwanya or Mobile Faso. Na face traffic bebre wo yakwan so ne niema no eso atimi atena ba from na yakwan so ne fa no atimi aye kama ede ama yen eti eno ana hu ya yeyi efa de kire no eno ade ya ewo mrase bedwem ana the Deputy Finance Minister Honorable Thomas Ampem Nyako present statement to report of the Auditor General ana ekabia no msu se wo ho e wo se wo muntua sa aka no because eyeka na edaho na sekai ana ekoba ne say be 8.1 billion Ghana cedis e was so womuntia ba me na woka say oma reject it because there are no supported document ana duplications so doso e was sekai niema wo mo keka say abande da na etwa mu no ejade to wasabre e was nka wo mutimi hwe na saka we nyina no wo mutimi tua no enti wo ma reject it se saka no de enya de omu betimi atua saka no na close akfo a wo ma ko strike yi abusia wo mo etina ho wo mo ministries ahodo a eka mene wo mo a sabre or the Auditor General reporter eba no this ministries no close akfo ene wo mo pe eye condition of service papa ene eye salary structure papa no womo ene ye adwuma ho because womo ye civil servant aban sesa aban dane womo ni baabi akọ womo de womo ye adwuma ho no womo na financial reporters, financial auditors, financial what na saka twitwi die we nyina da ho sasikai ankabade sanki atam condition of service nke de ayama mo but seka we nyina ababeda ho yentie the Deputy Finance Minister Honorable Thomas Ampem Nyanko wobra na woka sansem we elma shebijimrani etwaso.
Out of the 68.7 billion Ghana cedis submitted for audit, a total of 45.4 billion Ghana cedis was deemed to be valid for payment. A total of 8.1 billion Ghana cedis was rejected for various reasons, including unsupported documentation, duplication, overstatement, already paid items, falsified stores receipt advice, and no work done. The then Ministry of Trade and Industry in 2024 submitted a request of 89.4 million Ghana cedis to the Ministry of Finance to be transferred to 5 commercial banks as government's contribution to interest payments under the One District, One Factory initiative. When auditors contacted these 5 banks to confirm the liability, every single one of them denied being owed any amount by government under the said arrangement. Without the audit intervention, a whopping 89.4 million Ghana cedis of hard-earned public money could have been disbursed to settle this non-existent liability. Payment of 10.5 million Ghana cedis was recorded as having been made into an account named the buffer account at a commercial bank. Upon verification, the bank confirmed that it had never received such payment. The account number cited did not exist within the bank's records and did not even conform to its account numbering format. The evidence from the audit pointed to a completely fictitious account. A contract between the Ministry of Defense and a company for vehicles intended for border surveillance and monitoring of the 2024 general election revealed that despite the issuance of stores receipt advice, which is an official document confirming that goods have been received, dated 12 October 2024, the vehicles were never delivered. Similarly, the Judicial Service appeared to be caught in a web of falsified stores receipt advice. While an SRA dated 25th October 2024 claimed the receipt of 7 Toyota saloon cars, as soon as the audit was initiated, the supplier wrote to the Judicial Service on 10th April 2025, indicating their inability to supply the said vehicles as scheduled. The Ministry of Finance will no longer serve as a rubber stamp for weak controls and falsified claims. Going forward, no payment will be made without full verification, no commitment will be entered into without budgetary allocation, and no officer, regardless of rank, will be shielded from accountability. This moment marks a decisive break from the past, a reset of public financial management, a declaration that discipline has returned to the center of fiscal and economic governance.
Honorable Thomas Nyako Ampem ana wote ne nkasa okasa no a deputy finance minister says already the finance ministry o ma reject 8.1 billion Ghana cedis na wama say from the previous administration eka eda ho ebinumu a wama say ayesei ntine mo mfa yensika man wase womo ni document papa bia e support womo claims womo pese womo ye wo sai sika no 8.1 billion Ghana cedis keno was says can was sent kwabontin nanka document papa bi anywhere support but ye benya nipa nanka o mage na sansemi ho ana the former auditor general Mr. Daniel Yao Domlevo was there be sabe de be ya civil servant for womo ka ho na womo tititi ministries womo me receipt womo sa adwuma we koso womo hwetuatu aka ye bibia civil servant no ebaya nka yanchi obi yangum yanchi omungum womo nkonkwo dem because womo ka ho bi na sa ne ma we timi koso na eno ha aban no enti ebaya nka yanchi omum yanhwe Mr. Daniel ya Domlevo wobra no woka sense memra ne ento azo.
Where you have a system and there are no consequences for misbehavior, impunity takes over. You will notice that, or you may recall, that in 2018 I did a similar audit and out with 5.4 billion. At that time, that was 1.1 billion. So far, what the Auditor General has disallowed is also close to the 1 billion.
1 billion.
And those that he has not yet finished working on is more than 1 billion. So if they come together, we may move beyond 1 billion again. And this can only happen because others did it in the past and they got away with it. So people are looking at that example. So I think this is the time to ensure that people can no longer get away with this type of misbehavior. Public officers or officials who are complicit in this, who got involved in this or looked away for this to happen, must be held accountable. I wish that the president, as a matter of urgency, direct that all public officers who are involved in this be suspended and an investigation conducted to see their level of culpability in these offenses. If they are culpable, then they are dismissed before we even go to court. Before we go to court, administrative measures must be taken to say that there is zero tolerance for corruption. We can allow Parliament to do its work, and I will not fault them for that. But in my considered opinion, in accordance with clause 9 of Article 187 of the Constitution, when the Auditor General has exercised his mandate under Clause 7 to disallow an expenditure or surcharge an expenditure. Clause 9 of the same article provides that anyone who is aggrieved may appeal at the High Court. So this case, I think, should be tested at the court. Fortunately, you remember the President, the Attorney General, the Chief Justice, and the Auditor General, they had a meeting last year,
yes,
where they were going to put in place a special court to address these issues.
Absolutely.
That is where I think we should be looking, because the Parliament is just going to debate, at the end of the day, make politics out of it if we are lucky. But if we go to the court, then we can be sure that either our monies are recovered for us, people are punished, or if they are innocent, they are set free. How will the system allow you, for instance, to pay for your house twice? Will you pay for your house twice? If you make payment from your pocket, what kind of system will you have in place that will allow you to overpay and without knowing? Mind you, these ministries, departments, and agencies have accounting systems in place where their liabilities are recorded and every payment must be offsetted against it. If even it happens that one ministry's payment is made on its behalf by the central agency, maybe Ministry of Finance, the procedure is there that they are informed so that they can pass the necessary entries in their books. So explanation being given by the minority leader, if he said so, is untenable. It is maybe a statement made out of ignorance. But if you see chaos in the public sector, I always say that there is always order in that chaos, because the chaos benefit people. Don't assume that it is just out of incompetence or lack of knowledge. In fact, as for the administrative procedures or measures, they can kick in even today. By the close of today or maximum tomorrow, the presidency should be able to direct all the people who are culpable and still be in public office to proceed on suspension, that they are interdicted or suspended. And then a committee set up maybe by the close of this week or next week, so to see what is the degree of their culpability. Did they compromise the process, or did they connive in order that this stealing or attempted stealing could happen? If yes, then it is followed with a dismissal letter. If no, then they are recalled, they come back and do their work to give signal to the system that the days that you can steal public funds and get away with it is gone.
Mr. Daniel Yaodomlevo, former Attorney General, Auditor General, sorry, Anna Walker, Sir, and Semi, Nafi, what they just said. Ebra na, Obeya Beya Juma, and now minor Juma, Wutimi Fesika, no what you know, Gane Kono, a chem, any of you, and he will be Biara, Wafa or Minisika, now true or no Juma, or you or my Ghana, as a civil servant. Na sika say sika we ahodo bebre ye bejebre na the deputy finance minister Honorable Thomas Nyakwampem enra de ya wokokika ho sem ni nyina no ye bia mu bako ra ye de akyerew na afa ye nyina yetimi ate ye ho ase enti de ose ye ka ono ho adwanka wo bibiara wa for man sika no emra na ye fiska na ye dwane aye nya hwe na twam enti nke ye nchi wo mu nyina ngum ana ye nchi wo na se sika ni nyina no na nka ye nsentimi nka. Now, Yankoya's statement on the report of the Auditor General on arrears payables as at end of 2024. Arrears payables as at 2024. Anyway, findings of claims after audit and rejected claims no kwano 8.08 billion Ghana cedis and a pending verification. And no, I feel I know so I'm going to be normal verify documents. No, this kind of moment. And no, yeah, 13.27 billion Ghana cedis. Now validated for payment. Where there, one more validate here, one more ebet here. Sika one more the coin say one more entry canon. 68.7 billion. 68.7 billion Ghana cedis. Now was at the finance ministry no etia. Yenye summary of the finance of the audit. Enti yanko sheet 2 no summary of the findings of the audit. Now, young kind of yes, and that screen is no. I'll say out of the 68.7 billion Ghana cedis submitted for audit, a total of 45.4 billion was validated for payment. A total of 8.1 billion Ghana cedis was rejected for various reasons. And no, the deputy finance minister and catch and say, sir, 8.1 billion no rejected unsupported documents, any duplications, any overstatement. Just say, and yama bebre wa and to turn kwemu. And when I say sikano, the finance ministry are rejected say, and ya dio mubetia. About 1 billion Ghana cedis of the outstanding BTS, which refers to invoice and IPCs processed by MDS in 2024, approved by Ministry of Finance, submitted to Controller and Accountant General's Department, and pending payment were rejected. This 1 billion that was rejected by the audit would have been paid if the Ministry of Finance had not made a bold decision to stop payment in January 2025. 1 billion Ghana cedis be rejected no so no 2025 are no more payment no. Se ministry no anka se baby ye twani ya nhwehwemu a ese na efata anka se sika we nso waram eno so akwakodu obi botom a wono ebedidi na nani atini age no watena Ghana high feeling because yen to se ne hwe the etosono I say about 7.1 billion Ghana cedi of the outstanding IPCs and invoices, which refers to the request by MDS for payment to suppliers and contractors and certified for payment by various public officers across the approval hierarchies, have also been rejected. Just sika wudro bebre wo ha any supported document papa bi and said any document just be any ho but omo de kwai say wo mo kwakwaje hu sika no madi from the previous administration wo mo de kwai so mo kwaje sika nadi again an amount of a year 13.3 billion is yet to be validated for various reasons and not yedi kan twa ho mfoni edechi ono now findings from bank transfer devices yenhwe ehonum so no dia ewo ho also fictitious debt of 89.4 million Ghana cedis under one district one factory initiative. Yenhwe no so nsemu a ewom one district one factory na His Excellency the President the former president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ni Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia eba say every district womu basic factory wo ho na etimia create employment e dey ama the youth wo man Ghana ha no yentie di akofaba. The then Ministry of Trade and Industry in 2024 submitted a request to the Ministry of Finance for 89.4 million Ghana cedis to be transferred to 5 commercial banks as government contribution to interest payments under the One District One Factory initiative. When auditors contacted these 5 banks to confirm their liability, every single one of them denied being owed any amount. According to the auditors, the so-called 89.4 million Ghana cedi debt was fictitious. Everybody, Jesus Christ. Yes. When KTM on time, and as I we see here, KTM on. Nimmer soon as Sadia we see here, and one more Ediakos and Comode 89.4 million Ghana cedis. Aquama Finance Ministry no much yaka. Na one district one factory no some a year interest payment be a abeda so no anka sa sikawe abayi and this abayi entiama 5 banks said the na one district one factory no woman sabetimi akekeke musika 89.4 million Ghana cedis tetiskano 890 billion woman kwaje sesikano ni woman ye ni nyina so NPP for afadeda womo si dabi womo aya omambofo no womo bekoso womo abon no even enye womo kra no womo di so a banks a womo ankasa de ko say bank A, bank B, bank C, any D up to E bank no womo ana woso womo receive sa fancy no ye free banks no say ebo yes sika bi say one district one factory no interest payment bi e was aban to your bank no say enye no kre kabia ni wa da babia obia ni ode one district one factory kabia enti ani sabai wo sani skabia ba under the MPP. This is what happened. Wama kwa tinechire no wamo sanya pe kwanya wamo be fa sika de afiri aban ni makwa tinafie no madi. Why is the one district one factory? Miracles na no odin, miracles aboaje. Wona na no odin. Sade wanya kwan enam kokko ase na wonye campaign a hwiyini mu no. Empty campaign. Empty talks. Campaign nso bia nyirem de Miracle aboaje. For Ghana for camera di wati. Na one district one factory MPP for be ye no. For tire ni nyina wo Ghana ane enhwa de. One district one factory me see abawe sika akosa one district one factory no hwem. Those districts they don't belong to this government. And your money dia individuals be companies, and through that MPP for fast here and woman disika bro. Woman disika from Sadia we abampa want to the nieces so be all the one district one factory are buying under the MPP or yeah, you know, if they have the names, one monko research maybe a war. No mon pe documents are and that's no mon say. A wa buying dimu. Say abaya your one district one factory be ana. Ama a individuals media. This same one district one factory 2024 ahead of the general elections. Now MPP 4% mon pass a tax waiver of over $350 million. Adima this ghost one district one factory. Now komu kwatilete no mu chesika no mu di. Eti ya usha on my list ekita omwa wage $7 million, wage $5 million, wage $2 million, wage $3 million, a big $12 million. Some of the one district one factory. Tax waiver no more passing. And on a ma fenya ni bring ya wo dimrika ko Supreme Court in a day echo organizing Supreme Court judges tina samuso say speaker pronouncement a why ediama members of parliament are no more free on party mu akwa independent and no more free independent aba join party na wapam mo so mo free na sebedwam ade e bia sida afenyo marking the then majority leader was one of the ombre na ba na teso to wonya judges within a day ama womo ebo modern at the stay of execution ekwa to speaker asem so eno na ama parliament na yebeto aba no na amunko parliament ni atum yes munko fie yebebrɛ mo munko fie yebefra han because the then NDC members of parliament said there be enya de wo betena se ahwɛ ama wo matimi pass that tax waiver of $35 million $350 million and the ama the ghost one district one factory. I am challenging Miracle Sabwaje. Take Ghanaians all over Ghana. Baby Biara MPP for mo year one district one factory. Take us there. And no dear, yeah, near who say yeah Juma. And ya kokwa nebu aba from a world market abenya bon mo de emma almost a year 90% of the FOB price. Edi ama koko krani no. Ana wo ko tumfu tu agum krofo ani say price ne nye. Anya sanet here. For yanko one district one factory now, most akwaji musika 89.4 million Ghana cedis in the no. For yanko, then it's Miracle. But I am throwing this challenge to you. Be a no one share, no one tear. We'll be from non country no. Say one district one factory. You say you. Say the onam koko aseno. One for yanko one district one factory nina. I was saying trust enough for yanko and some hour do I wo. Or say the dry spell expenditure. The dry spell expenditure. In 2024, the government of Ghana paid for 34,000 metric tons of rice to address the impact of the dry spell. Now, however, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture received and distributed 34,000 metric tons of rice to date. 10,000 metric tons of rice a year unaccounted for. Yahoo under the MPP. Ghana chia for 34,000 metric tons of rice. But one more add a year 24,000 10,000 metric tons of a year rice, you know, up to date. unaccounted for under the MPP. Since Semi and Rebecca won crash the wo, we be anywhere ye shebio. That be a mekase, baby a no woman keka chrono. Nyankopon ka Ghana for akoma. No mo beto sa abana wo mo to no 2024 no. Enye na nya de ya gudie. Na nya de ya gudie ti project de ama mo TV ni so no. Food supply discrepancies. Rice procurement paid for 34,000 metric tons, received 24,000 metric tons, missing 10,000 metric tons of rice. Aira, anyhow, under the MPP, this is what the country is dealing with. These are some of the rots, the corruption, the mismanagement under the MPP IAC here. Now, you must be ISA. You better so that Sanyama where did the Achrewa no one will say the MPP can't be an option when it comes to governing this country. At least not now. And yes, I see what Abraba Womubabu China Nanu Yay and Fiawaki. They can't be an option in this country in the nearest future. In 20-30 years. And to we are babu. We are youth. Now we tell me, you say political lens free wani. No, be a what dream ni wakuma muneti. Na yen hwe kwanya, ye betimi to me atai amanyoko. Ana wo mampani a wo my Ghana ho, wo my Ghana dan akoma so a wa hwe say, wo meya de manipakuma bi enjoy name the masses. Obi ahu beto no. Not like the MPP. Wo be hwe no. Na nipekuma bi nipekuo bi na wo mani sika no mo siphonia so mo ho a obeka so man Ghana yo mo bone. These are the same people enei wo mo ebegina TV so ana wo mo kwotena radio so no mo kasa eye wadwene nyina ne se wo betima ye bibi papa bi aboa wo because wo ma ko position enti wo mo betire mo tirim adwene ye ntoso na fe ye hwe said ye niema tie o see. The audit revealed the government of Ghana also contracted a company to supply 100,000 metric tons of maize. Ministry of Food and Agriculture submitted stores receipts advised as evidence for delivery of 100,000 metric tons of maize worth 771.2 million Ghana cedis to Ministry of Finance for payment. But only 11,900 metric tons was supplied and distributed. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. 100,000 metric tons of maize, you know. 11,900 penny supply. 11,000 metric tons of maize. 300,000, remember saying 89,000 metric tons of maize. It is worth nothing that the store's receipt advice was supported by a checklist that was certified by the internal audit of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture under the MPP. Now, the also say the unfounded teacher training arrears. The unfounded teacher training arrears. Education Ministry also the ACO. The Ministry of Education reported unpaid allowance totaling 160 million Ghana cedis to teacher trainees under the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission GIIPC. When auditors engaged GIIPC, the agency confirmed that as of December 2024, there was no outstanding arrears. Over 159 million Ghana cedis would have been lost but for this audit. GIIPC for one more because GIIPC crown was here first cabin fan come because you were outstanding arrears be was here edema teachers. Teacher trainees, you know, young tia 160 million Ghana cedis from GIIPC. So they are your friend is saying teacher trainees no man sabe timi akọ musika. GIIPC say as of 2024, say be kon na there was no outstanding arrears. In this way in kwa one edge scale. One edge scale anka the 160 million Ghana cedis no one and keji says kawi na dey ntina ko ji says kano wo breku a GIIPC for wo mo say arrest bi anywhere was Ghana dey a wo so otua etin ke kwa yifa now yehwe bank transfer advices without a supporting document bank transfers a course supporting document bia and said that anywhere now yehwe auditors identify BTS totaling 293 million Ghana cedis for 6 years with no documentation. There were no contract, no IPCs, and no record of any executed work. The breakdown of the unsupported BTS are as follows. The bank transfers are course without supporting document. Now, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, 241.2 million Ghana cedis without supporting documents. So bank transfer no cost. So Ministry of Roads and Highways, 26.3 million Ghana cedis and no also without supporting document under the MPP administration. Now you share the judicial service our court. Where court for no 18.2 million Ghana cedis bank transfer also eco judicial service no without any supporting document bia yehwe Ministry of Special Initiatives 3.7 million Ghana cedis bank transfer eco mawam without any supporting document. Yehwe Ministry of Health 2.4 million Ghana cedis eco Ministry of Health without any supporting document. Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice 782,262 Ghana cedis and the Ministry of Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice. As SK, there was no supporting document. No supporting document. And so transfers echo, so bank transfers echo, so they demand these ministries. Yes. Okay. The Ministry of Gender, school feeding. Anna, edisa transfer way, etimi ekoye. Say de mama. Eti ebuse way na ye. Eniema eko so under the MPP. Entimi mwa. So we total no ene guo no 293 million Ghana cedis. What the quantity is kenu mu a. Utimi mon wa na de achi. Utimi mon wa ha. When you was say ya ye kan wasem say ato o man no na sabre ye pe kwan foforo so esiesie no sabe ye na wu Ghana ni awesemu ani da so ahotoso gidi a ubenya na udi atena wo man mu na sika bi ese na fata say ekọ aban ho ana etina ban mu na ode ye mpuntunuma na wo ne me num mienu nyina ye nya so mfaso no etimi tina when nyina ye ne me ekọ so under the MPP ye nto ase ne hwe findings on claims. Also, recycling of already paid IPCs and a invoice. Yanko ni yanko share. Hey, sikani. Okay, claims amounting to 4.4 billion Ghana cedis submitted for payment were identified as recycled invoices, which had already been paid between 2020 to 2024. These recycled claims originated from following MBAs. Sika ye tiadeda between 2020 and 2024 one more signed the coin said abi says gay am say aban no any apaso aban fufuro we wonim etia wo say ye man tua sika no bio ye hwe says sika ya na e wo say wo signed ma aban so Ministry of Roads and Highways 3.6 billion Ghana cedis ye tiadeda na ka bia na ho. Ministry of Health 384.8 million Ghana cedis. Says canon so no that. Ministry of Energy 216.7 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Food and Agriculture 57 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Defense 40.9 million Ghana cedis. Independent Power Producers IPPs no 36.4 million Ghana cedis. And of a Ministry of Finance 26.4 million Ghana cedis. Na Interior Ministry no 3.1 million Ghana cedis. Sasika na between 2020 and 2024 na ban yetua woman tiada a 161.89 million Ghana cedis no woman signed the choir woman the akwana and say anka say sika nyina almost akwakoje agenda 111 paid but Musa friend to sumami na fe me hwe nia e wo ho no agenda 111 paid but unmobilized just say ubefa bebia no problem esi wo $7.9 million advance mobilization paid womatia contractors involved in the scheme 35 zero contractors mobilized to site or performed professional work and a good one. Contractors involved. Neso contractors in the anywhere. Now, our time no, you do almost site. Now, we make a you may be anti scanning in a coin under the MPP. Scanning in a coin. So, you can't hear about the cassette. So, yada sanyema we now ready because there were people responsible for these things, these activities. They were officials, government officials, and near the Martin offices, near the taxpayers' money. Etiom kase woman shendi sa jumadiewi. Etisaka twitwi dia hodwa under the MPP. One more botwitwi wa. Sabre edi o man Ghana nya. Amperifo de di akire wo sanema we nyina ho no. Say ye hunu se prosecution bi koso. Ye hunu se ye hold you accountable a die na yenye. Da bia masema ya mebisa no. Sa was say ye under MPP esi ye no. Say ye hunu bibi ade ne yenye. Ye findings on claims overstated claims. Ye hwe na fe yemfa eno ACO. According to the auditors report here, confirmation responses received indicated an overstatement in claims by 161.89 million Ghana cedis. This emanated from Department of Urban Roads, 57.01 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Transport, 39.92 million Ghana cedis. Department of Feeder Roads, 22.46 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Food and Agriculture, 20.08 million Ghana cedis. Ghana Highways Authority, 17.50 million Ghana cedis. And Ministry of Foreign Affairs, 2.68 million Ghana cedis. Abusia, say ye na say yesi ye be chichire wo man ya. Moma ye mfa kuma pan chichire. Moma yenja adepantu hwa. Sabi, yenya yenyinyi ni abre kura na going forward. Yembo esa yentwe sabi ntu hwa. Yema wo mu di yachi ba no. Wo mani beka se wo mu betene ho mamu enye sabiri bia no opeso ntu kwan. Now you tell what Ghana ha 8 years ago kura de na time. Most of them na bebre ni da so say wo betu kwan. Eti wo bahwe na Ghana for bebre akogu kata wo mo papers kura nye bebre wo Dubai ebi di da bonten because na dream no osusu say Dubai ye better than Ghana, kata ye better than Ghana, okoye jumo benye sika. But wo manya gold wa ye muma, wo manya diamond ebuso, wo manya crude oil wo mo, manganese, bauxite. A good year ayo manyi ma afo manya sechire. Eye DNA si wo manyi kwan say, wo man be tibe fo ntema pa bi die fra. Hwe niema wo man Ghana wo. Ade na wo say ye ni da so nkonko di baabi. Anu na me hwa na mo se abachire. Then me hwe de His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama wo ye no a. Then me hunu say eni da so popa bi wo man Ghana nim. If said His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama aye no. Wo a wo hwe me, wo a wo tie me. Se obenya kumapa. Se obenya gidi obenya sa eni da so no. Now we say for this time around, for the first time in my life, me the Maghreb to form the Ghana. Na nye political party, many political lens in the atoa. For the first time, me Ghana ni ninti, me the support. About time the President John Dramani Mahama ye nechi. Eti yama NDC 16 years, yama 32 years. Plan be our war, development plan be our war. Every year the Omani person oh yeah, the omani person or TV na Ghana fo nyina ye tirimupo baako say ye be hwe nemom sanko yi a we call them to order sanko yi ye beba ye ne de tumi na mamo ye ne yaka kire NDC for say ye be mo atena so 16 years ni ahwade ye be mo atena so 32 years ye be mo atena so 40 years now ye be mo development plan for the next 40 years in this country dear na ye because ye to abana aban sesabia no a wo mine scientist sign echi that has been one problem of this country see ye to abasa sa aban bia no a o mine ti sign echi bio because I find a new people whatever it's already anka aban ya bai a wotimi na wodin pedifo ahodo atoto nyuma no wo mo ye adwuma no ekun anim na experience ba na knowledge for ba adwen for ba wo mo di se mebetimi aboa yesi yete ya ne ye hwe o manye ya wo call you to order honorable ministry no akoda no niema na ekoso na nyew yesrew Ghana fo a wo hwe yeso de yesi yempe da ne wonsa no ye ni safe amaye yenko yanim na nkantumpo sa wo da kodwene ho se wo sore na party bi ya MPP na wo koto abade amano wo breko amfie nwotwe ya de tumi se ne nsa no wo obratantan a wo bebode a che Ghana fo pese majuma me yesese njoni sare betena wanimu a sade wudi ni di amame sa bribia no woni mi se okay ye di sa jumade yi ewo Power FM and TVSYZ enti mekono makwa hwe mekono makwa kokotie bi no me fa me ya atro di mfenkyerɛw sade asam ne tie ne meka ne sa pepepe di akyerɛw sanya yenka nkyerɛ penifo no siesie ne mayen yenya yenka ya dwene because bibia majority ne be gina se yepe no eno be ye dwuma o man Ghana eno nti na wokɔ mra se badwemu a majority na abibia wo apa han no ene MPP fo aka ketekete ti se anoma enu mu NDC fo betimi ayo bibia nti wo hwa mra se badwemu a ene ma ne bi wa na MPP fo apie but the majority will go ahead and approve them because they have the numbers. Eti say yes the 2 million NDC wo mundi so a edu ba bi no mo yade na nya na Ghana for ye nyira ye sorry say yempa they will have no other option than to go our lane say the be ya ho beto yen eti abusha eyai say the waje bretie be be say wunya botre na sensem ye ba soki eyo mani ye di o enye pesami nkuminya Obrempong dia why ana di bibia semensa bua uba nsenkrofo be chocho ana you are doing your paymaster's job anu ehame but make no krona chosa me say me ka asem kirewo na udi di say asem na yes na ti come and prove me wrong but ubeka wudi atanye ba ana ubeka bibia say wudi didi matemu a me wuru ni say sabi wankasa no wonti abrabo ne ye bonase ye eti wudi any say obedi atem I leave you there I don't even have time to reply you men de letenso at least obi akopie so a no tie me video no tie atem a wo adidi me no a obehunu awofo ko ewo aha Power 97.9 FM we are also live on TVXYZ inside politics jumedi and awie ijada so na ensem a ehe oman nyina yeso jago so na de beboa na ahotode aba anuonyam sika adwuma maburu no benya biaye na obi aho atɔ nti abibia ni atenase victory garlic mixture na ebo modern sel masene se kopia sensem we fama Ghana for na mua na oman no ntimi emfa na tema pabidi mfra yenko victory for ho wo maduom wo yare ahodo esa ebia na ode ewom yetio mo ba ye beto adwumadi no so yekwaba
enua victory garlic mixture na watini dinatiatia tin se na edro ni tie na no pasem ne se edro we adwuma ye titru pa ne se ebeboa ananna ne srade e wo ni padua ni muntin mu ama uhu atɔ kura de dika obabi wo ho a okonfikyire a ema edura wuhia ye victory garlic mixture ebi kura ho obekɔ a ewie wo ansa na ba ye victory e na wuhia victory no ma na busumi biara ubenya ofikyire akɔ empa ho kura eno de akyi a obi wo ho a ne ti ne ta adwa no obi wo ho ye adwuma kakra bia no abrɛ na nakoma bɔ ne periperi ni nyina ye mogya entimi mfa akoma no mu kwa adwen mu eno ne kɔfa saa de ne ba odofo mesrew so wo ho na wonsem ta adwew ebia wonsa no sei ana wonamro mu na esi fom no kra ewew ana ayatufo se de edi fom ato mpaboa mu a a victory and American farm. Unum victory as I know my ever boss way now. Ebegay, the Ottawa and I went in the win victory. And from my uncle upon their my and say, what their own home here. Now what tears so oh bra, a victory and a bit me about. You will be also or one and your machine. I will be an and a cobia and she. Who also an akuma bonne per nini na moja ni ntimi ya fusani ye woni pepiano e pra wunya ya victory garlic mixture de watwa bra ya bia ya na se kokodue ne nam no ye ne basa e ya victory e na make for wunya victory bi no a e beboa wo se doctor de watwa duro so sani a ubetimi anom victory na ka waduro wonna ne se waduro no na abenu ma meet ya biasa no anom we so na abenu ma no anom victory no so achi meet ya biasa wo ye ne sa bibia bade kama ma so na se tata wo ye gya ho aduma mesraw adura me kan fo ma wa ye victory garlic mixture mesraw ni kan bia dance ya pese ye fa o ma dance na tie na se wo so koto a ubenya sa dance kro no a
ntwe mi page I mean to me di mi yare so me ko be 12 years di man no ndro kan mo jedru 5 minutes de tin matutu ana se na me TV won to me na me hwe na mo se moto ndrobi esi victory heba victory garlic mixture ne me mtodru sa wa modru no asa modru no eye papa ntumi ni di o mi din sam no me didi afi me no mo se didi ya na afi insan afi me no ntumi ni di bi afi me di ma edrubone sa wi semi anu so no ntumi didi anu so me ba mu sa afi de anu so be du bi no ntumi ni di bi afi hu de me nya me ngam ti edo no kan o TV so a na me kutu bu ni me no edo no anopa eni awiani anwure no ande no si afi nyampala me no adibia ntumi didi me si afi na tola me ko ye black masa modro no die edo ni ye na nyame hira mo
aje me pa me problem ye menstrual pains nda ne kakra me so me nya me menses no bosom ni ma me bre pa me brankasa me timi to ndro no na ne se man ti se yesi ye bi dro ha na makoto be bia me we timi fa ka ekọ obi kru so ekoto bi dro me timi no bi tese na victory ni de in fact I don't know me die wo mu de me koto obi me ti advert no TV so sada na me sorry anwunwe na me koto ye na dana me say ade yi to me padi mu no moja tropa yi to me padi mu ti me twa to me phone no so kula say ha adwene a enka me de betuma ka ho na mo hwe te say se wa hwe ye kwa ka se na bia me ya bo hwe na me no maduro bi te say efi sada na yi sa moja troa no to me padi mu no me nye mezi se no maduro e ma me hu sa e moja se bi like say kwoti te say ni nyina flow kama ti victory tie mintini enja into ho te to de bia na mo ba so mo me so ba so na edo ne me di hu adanse
obi si me de cholesterol sa de body e na aba mi nipadua ma ba gi atenase wadro ye victory garlic mixture se wunya victory ne no ma cholesterol ne se ne ne e density bia no victory be yi ni nyina afiru nipadua no odofo wo pedia to anama ne 024 2545 633 024 2545 633 and now 020 129 3280 020 129 3280 a victory mkunimdie ne ade bremu.
Every human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally natural mineral water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596-273-546 or 0596-273-547. This advert is FDA approved.
Hi. Now let me tell you about Safari Valley Eco Resort, the first of its kind in West Africa. Upon your arrival, you are introduced to your butler, who plans your itinerary.
We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park.
So many activities, all in the same premises. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife and how to interact with them.
They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have here.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Mesama Wakwaba be over the back power 97.9 FM. We are also live on TVXYZ. We are live on Facebook at Power 979 FM and at TVXYZ. Uko PM YouTube by XYZ Broadcasting. Now, if you want more than inside politics, you may be some more a fan. Some of who do my Ghana more. The end, ye can ya gina bumnia so jaguso. Now, for ye free walker, not the bebuano. Yabomodia catcher mine say, when the here is a team before, on your son, near Humberto. Midi the Angel Obrempong, the grassroots president who called Mike Ania, and then Mitisakunya Kesemu, Edema Mugabe Mase, the capacity man, commander of the Angels. Copy Mr. 6 p.m. Bobo Kai National say you know need this edge medi Eddie Abumwam. NPA for some country the National Petroleum Authority some country say fina koi se won se tanker bi a petrol gum diesel gas bi gum tanker bi adane to wa me pa cho menko ho de obeya se obeye timamuni ene se obebe modern no afre the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana National Fire Service, and now say the National Petroleum Authority for no ewo sa number we so friend number we a me pa cho mbeje so na fe be biara tanker na be mu na to wo mo aba ho no mo aba behwe because the tanker dane to ho na se unim na yese ukofa gallon ukofa boy edisi ade ukofa toa bi no wakwa kosobi se wo akra uko yusu ana ukwa akoton me pa cho ade ke toa bi timi tregeja e jamsu to mu a obi a wo tanker no ho be hye eno nti no mo de sa kokobo ene nkaibo yiba se tanker dane to ho a me ba cho mo bia nko ho na mum mo frɛ sa number we mo frɛ mbeba na se de entutuye bia na nema bia wo so mbeye na amfo ye ne bia amfa ma no wo mo ba beye number be frɛ enie 030 255 0380 030 255 0380 na shenenso se won kwa a ekita wo no esombo eyekase ne modu esene se sabi wo behwe se eye 1 gallon of petrol enti okotanka ho ama na hye wotenka boya gbonu abo adamfo bi amane na obia enhye ne so Safari Valley Eco Resort eye bia ye ho afeyi pa they have serene environment se wo bomodin koduru ho se wo vacation bi wo holidays bi wo some few days our person on jo wa home na emu menye fie no me pa cha bia American for the ama Safari Valley Eco Resort e wo afeyi pa a woduru wa wani beje o ma create man lake no buwetimi atena boat mu na omo nice cars wo ho a de wonam a say arrow glass ni bi ni from afa ho no mo de wonam park no so na wo hwehwe ho omo omo create zoo a harmless animals wom betimi di bi afefe won sakura afefe bi mu tire ho wo bra wonam na from apa ebo fa ho Safari Valley Eco Resort nti bomoden se bia wo pe party aye wo pese wo ye yie wo pese wo ye engagement wo pese wo ye wedding jumedie bia event bia pese wo ye eye adwuma adwuma ko ni nyina krampo no mbeso mo ye conference a me pa chaw Safari Valley Eco Resort space kama ukoduro mo ho a won be ma obiai na afi wayem wani atimi agi ye pa omo adukrom akuapem ne okugu akuapem dan ho a wonya adu okuapem mo pe adukrom akuapem ne okugu akuapem na wo mo hyeda ho a eho ye kama ye pa frɛ number we ebi ana wo hia nkyiremu bi ana direction won be momodin aboa wo na won satimi aka na afi wankasa so de wani akohwe Safari Valley Eco Resort said the kama esifatie 0596 914394 0596 914394 and now bet me visit your mom website www.safarivalleyresort.com www.safarivalleyresort.com now fi o metimi ajo so we say to jimedi no so e de ama wa ha na to aso de ama so de akai na se nso se XYZ broadcast na bibia no wapomudin hu hia yie pa ti yehwehwem ne ya pe eye womu eye nura ebo nipa brabo ana esayare wa hodo na afi abribia no wa ho de atimi aba na de aye adwuma Power Specialist Herbal Hospital for abeka yense ofidie ye mo makwaba na afi womu nu omo wo ensemo a omo wo a womu beka kirew na ye futuo di ama wapomudin no wonso atimi afa bi na aboa wo eja akwaba na on te say
yankopa adom
yenso Obrempong pa
medase shetre safe
medase
do pam no ya na waka twale ma na pam
ba pam bia ma but medase pa nenso Ghana for wo muti wo mo hwew Power Specialist Herbal Hospital enu amowo afutu a mode boa apomuden o my ready o muti
medase abusia ya mo akwa Power Tambre ni Power Specialist Herbal Hospital ya den chef ya Dr. Pania or da hospital na doctor akosia adu aya ho de mo bibia ojebre na ohwe Power Time de biens me kan nyina ne say adanse a enkrofo di fa power ho TV so radio so internet ene emia hodo no onso be ka dance di fo no bi Power Specialist Herbal Hospital dodo no afa last stop yo Kumasi won crime ena e water cry the Kumasi ofi yase ye ni Jasper Flint Station di nhwani mu wo aputo ja contract kwan ne so Lake Road ena e wo Accra wo kwabenya ACP Council Block Factory no edi enhwere na fe takrade wo Anaje Estate Customs Road ye ne single washing bay no so edi enhwere mu ye numbers edi adwuma na emiensa wo de famu bia na frɛ wo fra branch na ebe no ne ma direction ba ho na wa beje wa yaresa numbers ne 0555 79 78 78 0200 38 3831 and 0244 544422 Monday to Saturdays and your day you Sunday period and your holidays ye juma aw your branches nyina de ma ye son kon se sa oba ye nya bre wo ni pedwanu be hwe ni pedwanu nyina labo papa bi a wo hia se ma ye no ba ye di mfiri hwe mu so hia se ma wo ye scan hia se ma wo ye x-ray bi biara se ma wo ye na ye hu de ekoso di pedwanu ne be ye ansane de dra account sentry say symptom ba ko pa bi a be ka no e bi a otipae wo no ene be tiama tipae na ba nyina be hwe ne nyina obi tipae no na so de na ye malaria the same tipae no bi de ye typhoid e bi a obi tipae ni BP ekosoro dodo obi tipae ni moja na swat ni moja na awe obi tipae no e bi kwa na severe constipation ayem tim enti tipae ba akro nie be betim di sa tipae na ba nyina be hwe sa ne mani nyina enti brebia no meka say ye treat just symptoms ye tackle the cause of symptoms no nie say ade no etu ase ti ba bia obi a we dey so fi say holiday bi mpo na benya kwan mo adwumanti a holidays ni na ye adwuma ye branches ni na ye adwuma wo de bra oba de sese wo ye bia be mo ye efi ho kɔ no so wo hohoi so wo winiba so wo swodro so wo pando so wo takwa ba bia obi a wo Ghana ha bia no obebe ye hyehyeye ama brano no unsaba ka oduru ama treatment aye kama if you wanna wo UK ni US omuso mo de hye boji no de send wo mu omo Cote d'Ivoire ni Togo ni ade che ade sambia no omu nyina eba bo kwa ade ni kan se oba na okuta obi wodi kan ba ho card no de acho se send power eba ha na said we say aye kama said bodo na geno no enu ntira ye so so aba enti ba bia obi a wo hwe Power Time men ka se emu atwe your branch or takrade obi Kumasi obi Accra etu hwe ba bia be wo no a be ma direction wa ba na ye hyehyeye na so treatment no bia ha obi a ya de bia teto ade na ntabre na ye so ye de we do no lu ko wo mu no Mr. last stop a Power Specialist Herbal Hospital Kumase Enkran Nafi Eyetakra. The numbers is 0555 797878 0200 383831 and 0244 544422 Monday to Saturdays and the day my Sunday period even holidays yeah juma all your branches in India Miss Ross and any the kind our power time ya dear Ben how ya dear Ben out dear chinia baby will be any idea be a titi one on fire then ma and some found call sentence and yes or castle high or ya penny and wardrobe you be sure dear put a pedis on a back near tree then was some Miss Ross power time what I say hepatitis B positive and then the kind our shay. What shall them wusu? Wabamu, a year so ya de dear, and not book woman. Sentence will be a culture of hepatitis B. I did near drew. Miss Row, baby back pet. I am yadum, one more doctor, was so dry. I'm a noir. Yet this idea will it was here. A power specialist about hospital. Says so about hepatitis B deep pet. A dear will be argument to us. So a doctor, was so dry. Any power specialist about hospital. Baby, I award dance dear. Baby, I award Ghana near Monone. Chess Empire, dear no, yet to say every mojam. A power specialist about hospital. It didn't about cope. What by yes or castle, I didn't know any more do Debbie. You be a profile now confirm Empire, didn't know come was some no, and what said your workano. You be your liver function test, or by a viral load count. One customer with a more to do about general. Woma do no kakra basa koye gbogbo ho bia so tia kodu na no ama bodi da so hwe nkwan se be bia waba no waba the right place nyame ya adum na koye biem na a target no detected da ye mfa no saa e be sa ye profile na confirm sa mpa emwa no ba kokra gide enu mojam enti power specialist hospital ya ka se treat hepatitis bi ade no ko negative a ba bia ko akwela bia na negative tie pa bo no baba no waseme kwa manuma do be say me kwano mu say negative afa mi nya adwuma me ba ware mi tu kwam ko medicals no yese me hepatitis B ade na saya ba biem enye no kre onjuti hepatitis B ma ne nkonsan ma biem da tie niye pa so akọ ba bi no ma juice kapuduo wo say akọ na akire ba no akọ ba bi ukọ ba bi yese enkoi no aka cho say ade na sa ba biem a enye no kre power specialist hospital yese hepatitis B ade metu ase ama ho ato bra nyamiadum ayaresa ewo ho edemaw wako ya scan wako hospital yese wo fatty liver wo liver enlargement wo liver cirrhosis brabo no srade ada ho hwetimi no so brabo mienu ada so no wanka so bi nkyerɛw hwe brabo na ewo form no brabo papa ewo form ho ntechema no eho ne very smooth ne color no kama ahodinu wom adwuma so hwe brabo na wo so no a aye say cocoa say gold say yellow we dey say dey sitie fat na aye ho say atwom brebo na ahono enti so akoya scam yes brebo na ahono brebo na aye srade brebo na chenchina dindindin a so mirikam to mirika bra power specialist hospital bo kra ba ye scan no say ascites je say nsuo satan efunu no wabara na efunu bo suru say pin na ni nyina ye very yellow Nothing in our tatai. Misro, power specialist hospital. You say fatty liver enlargement, liver cirrhosis. Yamo a duaya liver care. A duaya liver care. A best selling vanilla dear. Amo niaje. We have funa yecho ayekutu. Obunina ya we yaujo huma bi enye. Fatty liver and fat dia we beti meku. To make bra power specialist hospital. Odi na kidney stones and say kidney stones. About severe waist pain, lower back, we see sechi ho aya we ya, o Johnson nyina aya basa, o nasi nyina tatai. We ya de kakra bi na wa bre, be bia wa emre. And for kidneys e mi agro. So me come bra power specialist hospital. We ya be ma o Johnson someone enye. Dabia me ka se mema ho ka se pa mu ba ko aye Johnson ho nsam, obi timi ka se bitimi Johnson ba se 10 times anajo, ansa na ade ache. Enye easy. Johnson ntimi manto ayase nyina ayeten ayawo ya ahyeso wochima sana Johnson aba Johnson aba no baba mu ya wo ya be mu hyeso obo akra so so betisa Johnson de no no nyasa aguru hu nyina wie obo so odwonso a sha se for no trouser mu na gu ne mpaboa so se ni se be ma adwonso a ahode esese ma adwonso no to sen de ba bontro de bi nim na ne mpaboa so nyina afọ odwonso ye otinka se adwonso no bi akam odwonso ye ni moja di echi bokwa de be ni moja nko a ebetima ye prostate ebetima ye bladder that is society to odwonso twa no se hunhunu ade sa problem no eba ebe your kidneys ebetima your urethra na so urethra adruba hodo a odwonso no famu ede ba no ebi kwa na ye untreated infection gonorrhea bia na syphilis bia nya baby atwemo no afere sunsun sanso na ba misra odi oba power ebe your lab ebe your scan the video hwe mu ne ahudi akoso na afi attack the course na boawo atuade no asama ho atọ wodi na ye osa na how akom do a problem de no toy a problem obutime phone sabu kwatime fesa osenti wa chika sanu ya wo ya hyehyew ya hwehwe yi obuo no hanyina ya ya ko pie wa chutanya heartburns wodi de na adwani jejabu indigestion ya na onsa no etititi ya na yefunu ayekutu gastritis enflama agina wo yefunu mu mesro bra power specialist hospital yebemu odua ya SK that is stomach care ekro bia wo yefunu mu wona dua ya SK say ya dobi no say peptic ulcer ebetunu ase ebekurukuro ni nyina ama ho atimi atọ say ya typhoid na how typhoid ya the body ba ko a enkrofo adini so na so edini pawu papa typhoid ya de ba ko a sign 10 so ni obi wadwom typhoid ya de a wuri obi wadwom wuri ni tifie if you are sorry the better when you typhoid can better when you typhoid ba bia na bia ni power there better when you typhoid ya de sign papa typhoid better more severe constipation typhoid kwa better more running stomach we better me hwie typhoid better more boafro na didi kakra na ofe ya no yefuna yekutu o betima ya hye utima ya wo ya wa posto na ba ya omrete said onya malaria no enso bia na nya malaria na typhoid betima semu kwa ja no so moja emu say ni someone we do so no mu a nsuno no bo so kwa ja na so ni moja emu bo kwa betima your surgery wan hwe ye na typhoid do so mu kwa kire a yetimi your surgery wo nsuno no anya sam ketwa wo hia kala mixture abodwuma papa mansa kabi na so de na malaria so dia 2-3 days befu moja ni mo na e mo dua ya malamis wo bo wa ya ni moja emu okokwa iri se ten wo home asoro so sa bibia wo chest wo say wa kuma say ya lance say ya dien ya mouth chest cough edua ya cough ka heba mixture e ba ma kuma no atodi e ba ya adwuma boko ama so ho atimi atọ abusia ba bia obi a ene ade bia etete wo kwakata so ntimi na da bia wa ya ho ya ko hospital se boja eso ate sabi wo ya bra kwa ntimi ma yie edwende on ma wontene de ya ma adua ya herbal tonic yenu ni nyina aye herbal pure herbal abibia afram food and drugs authority register jatum ade amayen ti bia obi ya no wonya no ne bia betimi aboawo jiri kajiri ni dine ne honam se aye never vitality wonya bia baboawo na onya herbal tonic ba mixture ade bomu saadia tese ba bia wudi amawo me so ya de bia ha bia fabra power specialist herbal hospital compound show me go time fast kanka be mo de bana nyina aware format na for 12 months awon maya a problem better free body bi oba no fibroid ovarian cyst enema nkoye ni tubes nyina problem wo ho which makra sabi amaye wata bramuro bede na awon aba e bia be ma no low sperm count we nyina mumra be bia problem no ne solve ama power bi senya na organ ne bia so ya de bia ha bia yantimi aka ho asam ne senya ho adwuma aya bre ntia to me ka fabra power specialist about hospital pampa bonya wo wanu nyina no ba be hwe ne etu ase de amount ye Kumasi ya won crime ene water kwa de Kumasi ofe yase ye ni Jasper Flay stage ni di hwe ni mu wo aputu oja kontra so kwan ne so Lake Road ene wo Accra wo kwa benya ACP kwa so ne block factory no edi enhwere na fe takra de wo Anaje Estate Customs Road any single washing bay no so di enhwere ni mu frey 0555 797878 0200 3831 and 0244 544422 Monday to Saturdays and your day Sunday penny day maybe holidays yeah juma or your branches ni nyino me do asese be bia ojebre na ohwe power time nyame ya adoma da sane sabe ya nso ye de apomde ho nsam no ebebro
Power Specialist Herbal Hospital for now to Moncano, woman room war, futu, and some will be to me aboa, no apum dear Gina Brani, and no mobile, almost so one more distance me a besumo. Ega, Yadamasi, Sabria, Modimun no pane, mo futu a bois apum di, Ebesum Ghana for you. We shall high TVSYZ. We are also live on Power 97.9 FM. Inside Politics, Jumedie, and a ye guswa, ye ka and some hodua a tregu or mine Ghana, Modiachel. Once we are doing child bit media boa, and it's a Woko Facebook. We are live at Power 979 FM and at TVSYZ. Now, Jumedia ye didn't know when you're going to be or now what do I drink today at Wase? Now, yes, we are Jebre, now fe yakenkai Eddie amount. Nemo Muko Pimo YouTuber, a XYZ broadcasting. Now, fe wabo modena, wash inside politics Jumedia. Midi the Obrempong, the grassroots president who got Mike and ya, Metransi say ya, not Kai National Seminu. Ana ye che yadwene na fe bibibiara timi akoso e wo man Ghana ha na the Ghana Investment Promotion Center GIIPC is taking investment promotion beyond Accra with regional roadshows in the Ashanti and Western North regions this month of March under the theme driving local investment, unlocking regional potentials. Into Ghana Investment Promotion Center and one more say Jumedi way ba sabi the Ashanti region, Western region, you know, one more than day a year investment, a year promotion etimi abremo ewo honom eti nyankopon ya adomo. The Ashanti Forum is set for Wednesday, March 11th. And then they are many what they can say. Ashanti region, you know, kwaso kama. I'll be to me doing what Jimmy Nafi etimi abuao. While the Western North Forum follows on Friday, the 13th. And to Western North for mobile train Friday on the 13th March, you know. Now, for Musumetimi de Mwaka Ghana Investment Promotion Center for one more a year investment promotioner, one more day Abraham under the team driving local investment or say unlocking regional potentials. Now, if you wouldn't wait to me, Jimina, near also bet me a new bet to me investment to be our baby, be our baby bit to me abuano, also a fair minute to me abua. Can I send some say Wagana ha, you can't ensure a kum insukom, ensure kum insukom. Sense to do now pensianum na wakuma to yema na body nankasa so ni age no e nsuo ba kope e ex natural mineral water enti bomode na channel so say fi na dey kroi se wo pie fifie na nsuko de wa nsuo ba kope wo se embra utim se wunyanya obenum enye ex natural mineral water dey nti na me kan sa e wo nuane nura e wo se nsuo bia ensupa bia wo se beye na se wonom a ebetimi adi ni dwuma pa ewo nipaduanum na yare basabasa bia ntimi ma bebobo eye nsu a wo mato omobo ase e dey afa machine simu a very serene environment a utimi se wo ma sheda bob modern se wo mo bebo modern na nsu yi na hoden a e wo na timi anya eti ubenya extra natural mineral water ne bi e wo melcom ana se minimal bi e ben wo baby na open dodo atu na so akwakoton bo modern na friend number se o beje so no mama 059 627 3546 059 627 3546 and 059 627 3547 059 627 3547. Extra natural mineral waters is simply natural. Now Victory Garlic Mixture Samin control. So you'll be an unusual heartbeat how agony. We will be on 91 sa 83 and our dizziness and I area crank now some bacho utie sanka boipe but modern co pharmacy shop be a bell na ko Victory Garlic Mixture ni bi na afi no because eboa na umoja na de frusane efi utim bepe mo nan ano me bacho moja befa ba bia e wose efa untiri mo asisi beda ho wo bra wo no Victory Garlic Mixture ni bi but modern no so say an enterprise womo ana di Victory Garlic Mixture abedwama so okọ kan shikin so okọ abenya bi wo ho lemo mo pendo do atu aton a free number si na womo nye so ma obi nto 0201 293 280 0201 293 280 and 0242 545-633 0242-545-633 na fe wonsa etimi aka Victory Garlic Mixture ni bi na abo. Obisa high power 97.9 FM. We are also live on TV XYZ inside politics jumedi and you go so ide so mo ne penifo akase mi no aye ne mo bedi nkomo e wo fidie mu Listo Nana Kusi Poku, Listo Nana Kusi Poku, only executive director at the Good Governance Advocacy Group Ghana, GAG, Wawahanum Anafe, Mahmoud Kabori, a spokesperson to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Ye better Daniel Waba, ye Daniel Humba Penifo Minia Trance, now Fe Koma Kenya, they are to us, so train ye better.
Stay back and stay safe. The National Petroleum Authority is cautioning the public to desist from scooping or fetching fuel from overturned fuel tankers at accident scenes. Again, do not get closer to the scene in an attempt to take videos or pictures. Inhaling the petroleum product is detrimental to your health. Worst of all, petroleum products are volatile and highly flammable, and a small spark can trigger a catastrophic explosion, causing deaths and loss of properties. Don't let a moment of desperation lead to a lifetime of regret. If you see an overturned tanker, stay back and stay safe. Call trained professionals such as the Ghana Fire Service or Ghana Police personnel to handle the scene, or reach the National Petroleum Authority's contact center on 0302 550 380. Your life is worth more than a gallon of fuel. This Save a Life campaign is from the National Petroleum Authority, NPA.
Na ede na ya obayi a oda former son ye funu emunumuni.
Oh Mr. Entry, also yare ya titi bi ben fie pi nanso ne yemu nyono da. Se me chew no ahodo amato a me hunu hwe a ebe ya nwanwa.
Menyi ni se what also tamfo Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture yanum bom kotia also no bia ma no anom. Anka ne ho ato no dadaada. Also dro de eno ne Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture.
Ankom ni nchiremu.
Also ye kura eto ye funu ene ensunumu. Etuma wo ye funu ekeka wa. Wogire wo ho a enye. Also etumi ema wo ye cheko ebra wadidi awie. So how aye also there. Compare Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture. Nanum bom na ho ebeto.
Pedudu eto a ko okanshi drug lane Kumasi Dani Herbal Takradi AA Mensa Anafre 02038228855 Apefo abatan ya woma won mofra no fo ene mofra woni mfie dumienu enka ho Haxa capsules ene ne mixture
all satan for ade age adwade nkrato yi atom.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your ward's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Nsawam Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 GA West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine. When nations rise, it begins with bold conversations. When economies grow, it is driven by partnership. This April, Ghana's business and policy leaders converge at the Pro Business Forum 2026, the nation's premier platform for investment, enterprise, and economic transformation. With special guest of honor, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, joining captains of industry, financial institutions, investors, and entrepreneurs.
The Pro Business Forum is more than just an event. It is a call to action. And so let us work together to build a Ghana that is competitive, productive, and inclusive, and a Ghana that creates opportunities for all.
Come, let's engage in high-level dialogue, explore industry exhibitions, build powerful networks, and unlock real opportunities from finance and insurance to manufacturing, agribusiness, SMEs, and innovation. This is where it all happens. From the 3rd to the 5th of April, 2026, at the Crow Convention Center, ATBA, go to www.crowbusinessforum.com and register now. To register for exhibitions, call 059 555 5885 or 059 555 5995. Pro Business Forum. Connect, promote, grow.
Obrempong eye adwumada. Eboa eyam aduane. Eboa eyi nsa free ni peduanim. Na eboa woni pedua ma etena ho yie. Nanso wonim say niema a yedi na yenom. Timi ma brebo ye adwumaden sen pote.
Me huda. Me brebo ye adwuma pa. Ebia se mitumi ye bibi boa me brebo.
Ani and nothing about the left here from the Moses Clinic, we have our center about herbal food supplements. What says it? Pa the barber, ama a year Jumaye.
Now, any Juma.
Fatopa Yanum, and no pani and you may. Now a Brahma Berbo ye Jumaye, Sunny Baya, a bit me and yam a Jania woody, and sissy ni Pijanimo, a you moving see.
And none of me brebo can't.
Obenya Left Kid or pharmacy, herbal shops, ne supermarkets are a bell. So what do those way to up? Fresh 0244 06 8447. Left Kid, wow bravo, wow nipedia. A droy any mapping for a ma emma or man for, ne for 1 year in fear to me. FDA GIIPC crack we atum.
Now do Okasa Video na Atohadia na Ahai TV SYZ. We are also live on Power 97.9 FM. We are live on Facebook at Power 979 FM TV SYZ. Nemum Ukopimo YouTube XYZ broadcasting inside politics Jumedi Abribia. Yadin sama hodu etwegu o mangana muha na ye pempeni fo wo makwadari mu wo motiase na wo mde nchiri mu esafata baba bedomo na timamuni no so abribia no sede wo man no aircross sede mpenifo ebu no also atimi anya ho entiase meden de enke Obrempong the grassroots president ukwa Mike Kane ameti akonya kesemu edema Mugabe Mase the capacity man commander of the angels commander baby awo ewie mesi Nyankopon enhyira wa mempene da de waye na eye de akere me kakra no Nyankopon onhyira wo de bia me ka se wo boss a ote wase na opushu se de wonim se wo mini kona koye biti se Mugabe Mase the capacity man abibia na ya hohoaho a ne wo ye emame no Nyankopon wanhyira wo kra mempene da commander of the angels abisa ye to adwumadi ne so de ama wa ha na me kai wo se Divine Hope Herbal Center for omabomode de otwa herbal powder ba na tie ne dwumadi a edie emade o memade o faudi na afi ntimi mo se wo sisi yare West Spain eyo ba na se be ma but otwa herbal powder betimi abo o ye pa afi pass koko self free war na tete war ma for yawo mu ebe yi na free war the amount sexual weakness low libido stroke ulcer menstrual disorder yare yi nyina otwa herbal powder ba e ba be ye free okay na se nso se unya ti anope odi begu warm water mu no wa wo so na afi wanom wobra wadidi awie say ya nopa awie anasa nwumere wobetimi anom eye otwea heba powder na afia to say yarewa mabobọ so nyina no ase e de free ho na ho atimi ato wobenya bi pharmacy shops any herbal shops ni nyina nemu mukokofo di Agapsin pharmacy wobenya bi ato honom afi cap herbal usunyane house of drugs ashaman boache ansa Cape Coast and afi ye nana boache herbal wotema PK Gombila nso ewo tamale bomode friend number si ombejo so na afi uhia bi atu na nso akwakoton mama obi atu akwakoton 0591 565 557 0591 565 557 and 0550 639 037 0550 639 037 na fi bibia timi aye kama twa ba powder o see ejana hyewa wankasa obeba mame mpenefo yi akwaba na afi yenhye enenkomodie no so ensem ai wo ho no na afi yentimi ni Kabori Mahmood a spokesperson to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Kabori akwaba.
Yeah, Obrempong.
I want to say.
Juma. Oh, boy, Juma. That's last thing. That's right.
This year make chase you, sir. One more to me, a casa, Edema, NDC, Abengi, a church in Semu, na entiasie be mo pa no o my Ghana Kabori Mahmood eka ho yie bi pa ti abiri bi am say mazi Kabori we what's your been na adwuma no what's your kwa ene de waba
ese mfunu do so ye ni nyina I mean Mampeni Mahama the style of leadership no very simultaneous ade ekoso ha hu no ekoso ba bia nti bana so ya no so it's a similar strategy na ekoso wamba abamuna as a minister and as a sector e ka kire say unsu nyina obi atena wa ye hwan ama say you need to be proactive so that be obetimi avert the situation esu nyankran na bi da so you be in Ashanti, you be in the Western Savannah, but in Shanka Rade say the rounds, the sleepless night and all of that, you know, is beginning to show positive signs on the watch. Say abanshi se odigwa kwa mwatia galamsi kwa mboni efa so tu agudi ashasi ya eso abapa ano ye ahotoso so nko say you are not just giving out an energy and fanfa so mba ne mum no so abapa
very well
your motivation
minim say abani the directive be to just say river bodies and forest reserves no security zone and so be alcohol so far before neti wo mo nko and still now you are still having nkofo a wo mo bowra forest reserves you any water bodies in the side no
so far so good and this said the better no timamvondo do no a yesutifo amaban yemo omo abaso yemo assemblies ni bi abaso ni yemo nananom bi abaso
okay
we still have a few other as if you be a mensa woman a few of them are once in a while they try to make incursions so betimi awura kwaye no bi no more suo no bi and ntina blue water initiative no the blue water guards aspect no yatre yankura batem a afelo ko na we no ye de Ebiko, Ashanti, Central, and Eastern. Those were regions and he need be okra.
Okay.
So first budget, you hear him say we send the additional 400 members home. Now you full operation in those regions. Yes, and so we say bit me raise the manpower strength of NAMOS from 500 to about 1,000 men. About one year permanent and sustained deployment na your person and enko baso obi akọ ebia o dan forest no makọ operation wa pie obi ani ho bi mtini pabon fo bit magosi eche no ye no tete star no ana forest commission wo camp wo forest reserves
okay
nti ni party ho nti there is a routine
say ni party forest
it's a work in progress
okay good
I say it do some so there will be a team that will be in charge of routine operation but there will be a stationed officers and so on do mo te ho ntimi ma be me operation akọ no wo ye waju so gosi echira boko na
obi o ho
mrantie mada so to wa be bo ama yetimi ambo ye nkwaye no ho ban ya me aduma 21st of this month is World Environment Day.
Okay.
Remarkable achievement so far the revocation of LI 2462 Owura Mahama or the OCA
legislative instrument
that
allow mining activities
or the OCA you are what team revoking it shows the
cancellation of the licenses.
That's right. It says papa no or did the precupeni did the da penny or joining to the maho.
Okay.
On this a good for don and crofwa. Even winning and tunguna in the year and to the man and for my non copim die. So far so
good, Martin.
I mean, you may be because
very well
in a positive direction.
Very well. Me wa kwa baby also. Now we call Listo Nana Kusi Poku, Executive Director Edema Good Governance Advocacy Group Ghana. GAG. Okumkom. Ana akwaba via work
you who are me helpful
protest here me say we nyam you
there be until further notice so
when you abre
many abre pa ni kwan say ye dey yes kan dwa nanka so nanka nam ye chi ti sabi so okoto say abuwa bi si unua so a nkasa won so ne so ka chere ne se won so yen so san so the free ne so a
the beba so
obetimi the about so
okay
everyone is a potential victim, and as far as I'm concerned abani be ya adwuma nyina wie 2016 I remember vividly. I had now met not many of the NDC folks.
Okay.
I remember, I think 2012, time me shall say mene MPP Ayrton Kwanta Pai. And when after 2010, dear Lanchamatia year campaigner, me who say Akufo-Addo nene abeyi domino.
Our abeyi dom.
Our abeyi fo. Obi a won penny o me ye bi a wo abeyi fo. Omo afa kwati kwan so echinchim ala ne nsa na ono so ono nkwa na nim nyame so bibia wo de enya hwe nyame mre ne mre pa na mka che ne say me no I don't believe in that nonsense, even though I couldn't have said that to my boss, but I inherently felt it was nonsensical. Sa nyame be me da bi okay osoro boa de oboa na
okay
enti me hu say the way a new kono Alan Chematin's presidential bid is bound to crash.
Okay.
Now me say who say Akufo-Addo was on a very, cunning and strategic spree to destroy not only Ghana but the MPP no. And I'm me who free.
I
foresaw that. I predicted all these. These are videos that people send to me every day.
Wow.
To the extent say penike here pa one people mu. Okache me say nka me kwaso fudi anka me ya archbishop. Yes.
Because of one say
so for ya woni na mo say mo predict mo ya mo say mo prophecy. I had said everything. Bibia no me kan Akufo-Addo anye.
Wow.
Bibia me catch obia say Akufo-Addo. I'm quoted to have said me say John 10:10 Akufo-Addo ntini e cho no Bible mu. Yes, we for ma. I just will be wia na wakumu no asel. Na Yesu so gina no say na me dia me ba say me benya nkwa. Na mo nya ne mo so. Na Yesu wo kasa no. Ono no ntimi nye na Yesu odi nam nipa so.
Okay.
Tino odi nam jo ma so. Entino sa prophetic video bia ube say akwa bi John Hama and omo ya animation bi no woka bass na bass ne kwa na mu nipa no Akufo-Addo gina baabi na ode nsem dewa ketrema wo di mu nkonfo asum me bass ya mutini na say bass ye enkoyi me de ndie be koyi afei omo nyina asi ekofro ne bass omo koya ne bass ne current means packet we are saying that I was so many America about Frodo Mahama Bass.
Back.
I said, say, this is a prophecy.
Wow.
And until over Kaya 2012, John Mahama really anymore. no mo hyase your mama ye kronfo wa ye seyo na wa mo de na aircraft wa kofa we yo omo kan ya di na me catch on this for ne say omo make sure say on be react to ade bi MPP be kan because MPP suban from Nkrumah pencil e suban bone a ebo man omo be kan ma de ani ho aye ho ama atobi ntrim ama be di omo trim dem de broni friend cancer no ya okua enye ebedu time a wo be wa dwen se wo kwa kope anu aduro no na ayi nya yanka na mihu yanka
na kachi
eni aduro yanka eni aduro etise otan eni aduro etise obi etanwa e wo se wo so feel se aduasam yenu e che ne se wotan me ametan afa wo be jai tan no hwe nyansa firi gimi wo se otan ya eni aduro yan fantan nipa enti wo be jai anu to be so I'm in protest.
Okay.
Abani betima ya nyuma nyina te said 2016. Anya say John Mahama wa anya adwuma o.
Oh your name.
Look, John Mahama outperformed every government in the Fourth Republic in just one term.
One term.
For
4 years now.
He outperformed everything President Kufuor, everything including Rawlings in the yes, John Mahama outperformed every government in the Fourth Republic in one term.
Infrastructure.
Yeah. Eso opposition enti nya kwan ya wuyi ene hiame obi enim se do ma mo nim kwan yi dada de hiame titiri ene se ye ba be discuss
yeah
na weti sam ha na wo kwache no so I am still in protest one against that behavior the snail pace your friend is saying justice system now as I almost went also say there is everything to do with the judiciary. No judiciary no ya keke say you're independent and you're independent unto itself. What must I say? And you're Ghana for and you see a pajaji for muni yasem my yen and yes I was saying omo ntimi nka so omo pa and omo de be adwuma omo they are not private entities. Once you swear that oath to do public good no e was say wo som yen and ye ono de wo pa and we call legal vacation it be person by way of putting orderliness in the structures no if you na kro me who's attorney general and minister for justice or the akose if you na kro any legal vacation biem e wo Ghana ha. Yes. Who call legal vacation? I didn't call legal vacation. Who call vacation? You know what's happening? You see, taxpayers money no one as a judge. That be wrong. So and like a president to so call legal executive vacation. Apostle for so call vacation. I don't know the person who call legal vacation. And I said that I'm no a secret or no can accept. It's wrong. It's nowhere in the world apart from Ghana and a few very wrong and odd ones.
Okay.
It's wrong. And the bill massacres is to be say MPP for enya no e kasa omo koba konfobia ni suban no. He kageti akonfobia wi aw pass abijira won alle chaw se ne obi betimi awia wo. Na yo no na awia wo. Watu bottom e chaw se he akonfo no mo skin so omo ba omo din omo sakose abitiem no dia ba be fa wo be han se usika ni nyina yiko obo no ada ye. Etwa dia akpayo marking na so okika awakoka yanka mutaka se ma afi on wa be patcho because we have a very weak structure administratively to govern the accountability of yesterday. It's very weak. And you know, they have gained notoriety. Biano, woman gained that notoriety, say, me book running a crime number for some better me. After all, check one legal vacation. Then it means, say, won't mean for no 12 years, send me Ghana for a channel.
Okay.
And also no we adwuma nyina wo wi ase na wa anya sa adwuma no amfa ti se wo ntumi no ne sankofo na ngo afiase wo ye hu
me da se nebo
eti me se
me da se
eno ye 1 2 sabi don ma ma nyo no le pagya ne nkosi abanya ne so
Ghana for ne to
eti ma se Ghana for na omoto aba pagya don ma ma kosi abanya ne so no mutitimi ne party for me ne de ne NDC ni enya fe ya omo wa ban mu na me be ka se ne NDC ni I have kept repeating this and mitimi control post no bi abetro wa say no and NDC aban na wo so which I am proud to have associated by way of sympathizing with them in opposition to make sure they make campaign because they are the only alternative we have now.
Wow.
Only one and only. So NDC for and take it or and you seriously. Grassroots for apatia air setting in. We see what you say, and then we are say. John Mahama ono se bi ba ko for sansu nyame ni katenti na ono nko ano wontimi nkoye president meye minister enye deputy minister enye CEO entimi nye bibia no appointing pe bi no ma hye ba bi se mo so no mo ma mo sansu afoforo so eti ye di mawa enye se ye di amawo se ye di agya wo se woni wabusuan nkonkodi said the binum appointees ni bia dwene yo mo say ye de amano na ono kura wode ne ho eti John Mahama must crack the whip resafo no achadodo resafo eyade a eboa ema enkofo seti up eti so ye minister no ye adwuma na onim say esunso asoba ko ebetimi aba pa ne resafo eti besre
Martin Ebuku
eno ye be plea number 2.
Okay.
Number 3 the mo train na.
Okay, it's come on yense yen komodie na se.
No for flopa una. To da.
SMP haja yawo. Haja yawo ti he SMP ha me. Because ya ni say obi atu wakɔhwɛ nkwa na wo tu na kɔhwɛ wuo.
Yes.
Na NDC for the family me say se me bode wo say omanpani ni wa pamfo edman de mo ye excellently na mo mani nko fom wan dia be na de say ase me boa me ko ka dia de kasem ombe so me mene na me jae
Martin da
na me ba ran dia be ho untimi nka tse me say wo ran dia be ya appoint say be ye kokobo CEO na ni MPP for na be ye dina kokobo I was out immediately na mampani yinadi because no mampani no driver NDC ni the secretary NDC ni chief of staff NDC ni and this na tie dia ada na mampani no so ko won ko ni MPP for ni ko yaduma you dey say no so dey kan nantie it obi person be sua o mampani nantie a e wo se yinadi
okay
eti me da so tuna ba bia me bina yinadi
Mate me da se
appointee bia on MPP for yaduma bia let's point them out position na no bia they are in service to the people of this country. Let's call them out. The president is when you make the president you first born in our model.
Medasi.
Martin.
Martin Epoku. Come in Mbacho Yanko Yen 7 so. 2024 audit report Ababonting. Na Osha Abino I rejected 8.1 billion Ghana cedis claims. And for a day by certificate ba documents ba me casse in that whole month me but finance ministry said there be 8.1 billion a year claims near only documents are supported claims no when in sense me what it be in other that then I will can their first sense me
that's be wadaruma before I be called the general common so proper no and Ministry of Lands here is in Mukaka.
Okay.
Now it's all about sales of public lands. And here for some be state capture. One of whom my Ghana say left, right, center in the last 8 years. Now Obakaya Ebaba Muna Mampenisha ministers want about so kubi. Na inyi that committee chaired by the deputy minister Ora Alhaji Yusuf Sulemana Bole Bamboy MP omuvi omodwumadi the whole recommendations called cabinet and so approve recommendations and guidelines of implementation. I started implementing the recommendations the free mobile. Now based on that recommendation, the new reforms Minister Gina Tumi so the temporary suspension ban added to sales of public lands with immediate effect. Now, when I'm social media and say Akuyapima Branti, Reverend Dennis Miracle Abwaje. Adenya Senka NDC and Winia Badwa. And Kajensis would think there will not be sales of public lands. No, those are make us say. So to more record hini wa ho hini krom na nyansa na abo ade a wukan ye nyina wa na waseto question na wansa on tias ye we position yan ka say ye boni so bi beto man Ghana asase ne mum ye say nipa feel say by virtue of the privileged position say me ya ba mu peninti na ye fum asase left right center aba peni ase odie nie ne girlfriend die ne encouragement die nie we die nie no de nya tie ye papa tie ba be hwehwemu. And indeed from 2017 to 2024 end of year review 8,160 public lands leases are you go through no majority of them didn't complete the registration process. Wow. All those incompleted ones,
99% of
all those incompleted ones, as we speak, stand revoked.
Excellent. Wow. Excellent.
Stand revoked.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, just answer sitting in our Sadia my Ghana.
Wow. Excellent.
Those are the new.
When you're from Ora,
woman want to new process and your land title, it stands revoked. One more land title, we are going to submit it to value for money and process audit on case by case basis.
Forensically.
Opening.
This is what we call
assassin or cantonment as private individual. And the matter assassin may be a 1 million Ghana cedis. Yes. Politician we have a assassin in the last 8 years. You are 140,000.
Wow.
So assassin, so when your land title I will revoke it. Because it doesn't there is no value for money. It is offer. This is what we call oral. Yes, offer. Every region in this country had a different Form 5. And in the last 8, every region had a different Form 5. Form 5 is a special format for application of public lands. Yes, every region had different.
How?
It allowed discretion. Obia designing region said the
wow.
And also as part of the reforms and recommendation, you see you standardized form across the country. That will be the form every region will use. Many can say the ministry in collaboration with Lands Commission. We review no be say be upload na obi a person or go through process in the what to me I use to process no they toss me answer unim say ye mra no na wo hoda da no say say of one asase wa ha na ya buy asase a yen value based on the market price.
Market value
yen starting from 0.5% to 30%. The discretion of either executive secretary no and a minister no say more for who could say them in the final mamma as I them 12%
and 5%
and 2% Obrempong what are you fit as I see from 1% and they say be o man no nyina ne o manfo no benya asase no home for any public land the upfront payment should be 70% of market value.
Wow. Upfront payment.
Yes, 70%.
Wow.
30% now can let's spread it across your time, your period of ground rent, and our ground rent period.
Wow.
We say the work when ebeboa Ghana
you pay the 100%.
Yes,
but the rest of the 30
your best friend there
till your time is due.
Exactly.
Your lease is expired.
Where she say what is it at Ghana as I said, not just a benya chef and be new ubi ne katasumu so. Another important thing is that the same neighborhood we have different valuation of land. And you say you use one valuation team. All estates in Ghana, you started from Greater Accra, we know all the prime areas.
Okay.
We have valued, we know the market price. And in your friend, I do so, Obi Kope public land, the Atono, Obi Kojina Waka say, oh, already as I say, the value, you know, a 20,000 Ghana cedis. When Obi value be ordered that 100,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
So standardized valuation prices of the market price.
I said,
cantonment assassin should be of almost within the same range. Oko area labonia should be the same range.
Okay.
So the buyer will be using the discretion and co undervalue emanentia abine. The track to Okrano. Act 1036 now. And my minister home council tax force be implemented these reforms. No be of you say na application na go through a revoke application na ye just asena my back no we to which state into any other person tax force na human say the authority of the state will be established.
Wow.
And that tax force will be made up of representative from the ministry, representative of the Ministry of Works and Housing, because omune nimba bi aban bungalows in sase de representative from Lands Commission, representative from all security agencies.
Wow.
From the military to the last person.
Okay.
And then maybe some individual more if it's a more idea about this task force is here to implement all these reforms. And what is say I lifted the temporary suspension ban on your friend is saying public lands. And then the boni mampenia tenasia tia bajoku Minister Bajoku no hwehwemu di akwankyere ba akwankyere ne akwankyere papa akwankyere ne yashase a ye implement nti yase ya left band in Lands Commission free very crawl all new transactions are public lands must conform with the new reforms no abano ntimi nko to asase na zo bi nko an evaluation ntimi nko to asase public lands say nko 0 to 30%. Ntimi nko to public lands say ono na individually no determine price no and nko evaluation it must conform with the new directive.
Sure.
To make sure say there is transparency, there is traceability, there is value for money. Nti Ghana ni bi atia titi NDC fo a mo atia mu yem hihye mu na yem hihye bi anim we yem hihye pa kwankyere pa. This is what President Mahama promised, and indeed he has delivered on his promise.
And the icing on the cake of this conversation is
that oral is not dead.
Oral is not dead. But beyond that, Masati number say obetu minchine. Say so person will talk about assassin so ebeko parliament, ebeko cabinet, ebeko yes approvals no eko cabinet, eba parliament and sana ko finally minister Hwama Nama
even government agencies.
Yes.
Fancy bia ahanum ye senate.
Yes.
And ahanum any of the government institutions. Ne ya more as we assassin bia purpose and card we won't find you. Think abaso ni another private institution yes swap. 37 now as be the one DVA for there. Yes. So on the private sector bia swap have your court had to boss it. You cannot do that swap without prior approval of cabinet.
Okay.
Even state institutions. And the HSS say modalities now, but no.
Because I don't know when to meet requirement. And
the by Monday, we are publishing names of individuals. We are publishing names of companies.
Yes.
We are publishing names of institutions. And kuya no revoke the medical publishing no na for more there omutimi title na no so say e value for money no so e publish on your website. Every Ghanaian can go there to see nkofo bi ne bone a omo edit e wo no
eno be boa pa.
Okay, ya beninti na fe ye mura
many agenda pa.
Yes,
I think this topic here we raise.
Yes.
Makuma so adia.
Akama kuma.
Omo ya mame. when your friend oral.
Okay.
Because on say operation recover all loots. And yet kasakitwa. Loot no be me abayen sase titiri hwe. Omampani bi ti baabi na wadwen say into a certain foreseeable future no. Omanfo bi hia sase nipa no yebedoso. Yebe hia say yeden sase ni bi beye den ebe develop institutions ahodo. So kenye mini okubeto asese o ye foreign affairs minister.
Yes.
And kenye so can't mu aka ba bi otisisi ya odi ni minister no. And go tank obi chebi lamta ne papa. Krono ti okoda ewuye efiase. Yes. The charge back no. And go fire.
Nkofa ministry no.
What asase no wafa. Wafa say ono wato. Ye kesika odi to ye kire wa. Nipa wu an ye nka na chi asemboni ntia. Na ne same amebom sun. There's only quite an assignment to me.
Martin does.
Walk from far some air croft. Antino, the bomb abaso. Prof. Our war a year lands commission. And me Ralph Nomio, director of operations, the bomb abaso. I have been on them severally because and a minister Busano, my minister now. Because I am a say as I see a wow, say that's what I do.
Yeah.
For a living.
Yeah.
When you say assassin, we need boy $1 million. Our cantonment. Obi see why a former chief justice. Obi see why a former one. Into Wakako assassin 200,000 cedis.
Also a director of operation.
Assassin 200,000 cedis. Mr. Krapo went show. Was it 200,000 cedis? No, we're cheering 20,000. Now the rest of it, you know. Yes, please, you know, you are no chia. Now we do man for Kwasia say ya.
Never could be that.
It's your rest. Then we make a here no so back. Share a from yes, Ramo. At Timotan, so much where you man on Namonia May.
Okay.
Family no.
Of Ancasabri.
I there be say, some men and Nabusua, Sassy. Any abaji free and some that jeans are seen na yashi. Now buy my executive instrument. Say and so yanko fa portion be. Me and so yan famo ya numa dan krewa. Omo de ka mesremo. E ka no make omo de ka. Nti mesremo. Na no na.
Kabori kasano. On se na ma ye ko muti.
I told you I will perform.
The new reforms na omo de ba no.
Yes.
Ye pa me. Ma seda me wo me. Documentary am I and I'm investigation am I
yes.
Ewo Lands Commission. Thank you. Eti kaba yeria me pese me said ade ato asisi yeria me ni obedi hu nkomo.
That's right.
Because near Ecoso Lands Commission no anodin. Na make am pese me ko me nya
drastic change. Yes. Are you aware?
Are we here?
Prof.
And I'm Lands Commission.
And then
one more share one more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say yes. Okay, me say penny.
Yes.
The quality of reforms are welcome
but minister cabinet approval any finance minister support a failure. IGF BIA no Lands Commission 100% retention.
100%.
Initially, na 67 consolidated fund.
Okay.
Now, 67 years, you find digitizing land governance.
Yes.
Obusunya penny bi ato asase ba kwato ma nipa wotwe. Ohini bi ato asase ba kwato nipa wotwe. Obi akoto asase officer bi to Lands Commission registration keke oye no konebra oto asase na sam obi. But when this system is in place,
yes,
nobody takes anybody's lands.
Great.
Great. Maybe was so now so with just a click of a button. I should be able to tell the coordinate here as a fine ideas are
great
at the back Lands Commission. So a lot is in there. Now by
Auditor General's brought Ababontino na afi yenko yemre na kakakra
ofa yentua because adanse ni ho a Ghana fo nso ntimi nsam fifire mi yemfa nkotua ade adanse ni ho hwe say yatua 771.2 million Ghana cedis na sem we emi ni ya no kra emi no wo na o kire say we planting for food and jobs ena kwa ahwe atatena kurum ha chi sika die uwie na wasade wonsa akọbọ esika mo yi 771.2 million so they cry bro 100,000 metric tons so bro no ya de 11,000 metric tons per na backroom ha dia ka ya de wo akufu ado liba mi aban ka kire akuafo wo Ghana say wo mo kwa akokra wo mo be plant for food and jobs ya huri le kosi ye wo mo we almost cry bro 100,000 metric tons at the cost of 771.2 million 11,000 metrics in here
e ba ye
89,000 obi am misa di ntiam na you misa at the time no was there even the need for us to even had imported abrono and then oko social media hwekuafo ewa framplanes ekuafo ewa tebubu so
abrono bu.
So even this 11,000 metric tons of the it has been a curse than a blessing to us. Sikanswa yenya somfaso. Enti saa sika yi na osi yenkotua. Why na betua? Wa boy ka asay bi mu abrabo. Esa pese ye di 50 kakra no aka ne yensan fa nkotua. Recycling
we also per president.
Aye. So okazi ehu ye ni nkosoro recycling of receipts
ekotuatua sika ma ayi for delegates
wofa yebeto
ayama delegates so per president
wofa yebeto ay school ntare wo hu ni yetua ni agi receipts eni ya ba beto basekere wo Obrempong ni yetua ni agi receipts eni ya kwa akoto nkate e boga wo iho ni agi receipts eni akomo fo akoto nkosu akomo nkwala school ni agi receipt eni di receipt we nyina akọ finance ministry ni yetua ka se Ghana kani ni yetua wo mu wie na kwabrani asa akotena siare cycle receipt we enti de enkate eboga no asesa na e toast no asesa date no
that is criminal
about 3.1 billion yes Ghana go to entua ma hwan entua ma hwan because these are ways and means omudi nyesa sika ni kotua ma delegates these are the ways and means school feeding programs sika enko school ni bi wo wa mo alese kwa no kura ni school exist ebi wo kura school feeding program ni bi nuru ho
go schools
oba bia ni wa bia bia ne ma no so mo de ho ka ba say Ministry of Gender Mpunkutua
auditors ko ya yes
school ni ho
ebi ni ho bibia say ni ho
ai ya no aduane ko okurum ho da ya wo hu se wisi epia na obi mu ka ase one district one factory avurade nyankopon say industrialization agenda and what to be one district one factory me such a front place Narrow Forestry Company Limited e sha say na kufu ado ko suku abrochire e so kufu ado for one district one factory adan we dwi anya kwan akwagudo meanwhile ma road don kwan me no dey in holiday did you na ado come factory no a o say your factory but sabro din dey na ni ade o timi gina so ka say no and then independent factory one district one factory no ono anka no bi then so your buku sika wa ha se nkonko to about 84 billion 89.4 million
yeah
what for agenda 111
say agenda no agenda no
ya say
agenda nyame aye krono agenda
Wow, no, sir. What do you can watch this agenda? Says. What would they be saying? We are anti-price. What for 7 million here, true. Yet their money pass on mobilizing site in Kusi Hospital. Your coin mobilization on fast, so one just on frame rent your crime on Munko assassin. So your money to castle mobilization and then one for mobilizing sites. $7 million and over. We here for making don Kwame Dramani Mahama Nitipaye. I don't think a sister 9 years that's what he had. But no offer. Esther think when say, yeah, Baba can say no, I can't see saying. The whole yummy. You can't where we are. What's the next step? And one way a bedroom baby, and dear Betchino. Not over Mama. Ni bibia the first one ni bibia say or side for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah we na dwuma kofia wa hwe na nipa bamu abu amanyosemu okre ye maburu ye so mi say de mabamu papa ko so ye amanyosemu achi bi mabamu my disappointed papa man kan but I me de say Ura Mahama ban ba yi cabinet ayensi say songo say attorney general any special tribunal court at the issues of auditor general report issues of galamsey those tribunal system no never deal with. Okay. One day for 89 million in Afro Munina all concerned parties mumra tribunal ni mu of akurati subi. Tribunal they say yeah lawyer for one. Me say me pocket lawyer. Successful business. I put it to you there. Why not? Now you know so now you ready for the offer. You ready for what before? Yeah, tribi ani ya tribi. I mean, you quite jinani yakubua. We. Only for we should be able to tell us only for. But we also there. What about we down? So now we now the whole class time now. And that's how we kwaba. That be dana o ba we class time for. Now we don't crack but you can't crack dana na sa dana is okay. Ko crack we say we need for. Ko na say oh hey nim. Na say o timi dey sa crack na be timi ada dan. Now the abana de ko. Obrempong. Ya anya ne sa. Ade sa nyina no. Me say senya mampani ma ama pa na nyame di nkunindie dum no. Ena wasesa nipa bi adwene ne se de nipa bi hu niema fa. Unaza meka jo se e kan asofo akọ mukuto gani imam fo a masalaji se enke yenya de esi Burkina Faso ko na doso. Wow. Because people are losing interest in our style and our type of democracy. That's true. Democracy that continue to put us in poverty na enrich a few people. Yes. How? Democracy. Open how? Say, you see, obi atini nya adwene recycling receipt. China wo ye koku uba wobusuani wo yire uba wo ye aware of sa scandal no benefit for you kunaka ye shima sekura tete ni yesuso ni ema so mpen kwase asem o mani China tete ha en yesuso sa ni ema we so etimi die ofa o kanu kure danfo anse danfo gro. Okay. Yentimi ensichiri esien duesa mienu kanchire mpenifo se we die wontu ho anamo. That's it. Na ebeyen senda ho ama wonu aka se position is different from possession. Edijawa ni emfanche o. On hwesu yi a nkuntabu ba won so wonye den. Na mo wensu ne sisi dua ma ni sifo. Te baby o nua nante hwe ase no nante mudru ho a no wa ya hwe yi. Okura ria. Mo feel say kuntuna ase kwanso yedie ni abrabo mu nkoso no hweye war betides anybody who brings the first scandal to President Mahama Gloria Nyamedi Amanu and ye beja party semato nchen ya twabo so ahoro montin so wo hu say NDC chinyama no ko na ho no probity and accountability no ya social justice yen kan tachire maso kake afra maburu moja afra party ni mamoja correct ntia hwe mu obi mfa kaka me say you dwana obi anile no onya de ese ne fata na ni munyam no ba Ghana fo be kaye dachi asre
that's it. Kabori Mahmood Anache Kana Wano, a spokesperson to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Nebuku reporting.
No wonder say Kabori any Urama Buanenam. Na Sebi Yesi do the extradition do the Kananti. Wakasama was Yagumi. Papa. Asema was a mechanic Wakanina. Na Sebi, the Koeman Cabinti and Amidibi Toso. Share. Me, my bread, any de be MPP near bonnet. My bread.
What kind of bread?
Men come here say, me jaika.
And you obeko swaka,
swaka. Na se meka, baby, na enko siaga. Enko siaga.
Free mumma.
Se me pa, me di joma me chi ye campaign na joma ma se. Me ba PDS me hwehwem. Mente howa etimidi ne ho yawo anopa wie nyuma mi hu se wo ye nyuma wo koba ye bono ensamani ahodo o se fata no na so se ba se enkofo awia o man sika ti se gabi asauti da ko na watimi asa organize program na NDC from penifo etiase na ya ma gabi ayeti sesebi ya huru ni se suchirema etimi ya makoma ya se me di mo ti se me ko campaign ama mo se mo sa mani gabi asauti da ko mesresiri wo krom ha na no meti mampani oh yeni NDC Ghana eni ya NPP Ghana menene nya adwene da sa se mo menene nya adwene ko pin ni wudam na NDC fo e wo Ghana ha a o mo ye se o ma fo mo aban ye wo he NDC aban ene Ghana fo aban NDC fo aban omuye boni a ebebo NDC di omuye papa ebebo NDC di mo na no so ya de pa mo mo di wo ya de boni so ebebo di de dia na tira mo mpanifo di omumma ebe kai omu boni wa bro mo akọ ahunjiem ti so obi ti se ni yebu a de bia me ba be kai se papa wei so dia no akọ ji ya o ma ekufa de be ye mampani wa bra ye ni ma ba wo ni aye de bia me ka. This is history. You be tro, you be kind de bia, you be no be kan maka e be internet ni so de bia you be kai say ni yebu a ma ekufa de be ye mampani wa bra ye ni ma ba do wo ni aye e be wo hoda 2020 enti John Mahama legacy na ye kase this is a legacy term no ade aga na fo akoma be joso enye dan obesi opa wonya kwan kosi kumase ni nyina no ye be bone samane wo ni history ni but ye be maga na fo akoma to mo ye mpa e change akwan na obi yi no ene so be accountable governance sika yanko fo yi wia ene obi a na wunim se kane no o je dama ene atusre wanya bintu wo ye ya no okeka kwasa asem kire kwasia pa no no du batem so kwasia pa kronunti ene wanya ne ho twom abai wa no nipa ne da so di agro omu ya no makọ dan omu dua boni no makọ ye company Cyprus no mo di aba etu hu nipa o se tire abai wa mu nipa ene enkofo mo bo krono ni bi di agro na poku kwaka yesi na no wa ebinum eni grikura ebinum fi say wo say ye fa ne say enyamiado na Yesu Kristo na da bia ya mede ne ye mfato hu na ye kwa asori da bia ye kotie na asem no wo ko ne papa ne dan mu a na nkofo bo chacha omoto nioma wa timpre na o de he chacha na fa compare wo bia wo no timi fa o man sika e de wasa ni sirem ni mi enu de pa na ko sempre dehi so obi part mi hwada na fomin na watimi asesan krata e dia beje o man for prepaid e hia fo e prepaid sika muso me woche na wadi no one organize program shame on to you NBC for mo attend here we na penny o kolo shame on to you mo de mo ho aboga bia so te ba kono confiance ti be di etuo na se na wo se apate no e ya akọ ne boni a woni ne yire ma se to mu wie sika o man sika kotoye ne yire ayi fani abanya sase yesi da wo so emu sika mu na gigidie empanifo se bi yawo ya nim nko se bi asuro empanifo se bi yawo ya nim nko se bi asuro wonyina sama meka hu premu ne bedu baby no konti ma no ya fa nkwan bi before so ya de baba mo so so wo hwe bufu e wo social media so wo se wo bi on busa wo hwe on pa hwe on pa hwe wo kwa aka che o mampani se won TNPP fo ni hu ono ne ka so obechi omo de omo hie from mampani wo obi anka se ne kwan ye e kwan de se obi anim se do mama be ye kwan eno de se ye bonus do mama obey ye kwan obesi school dan obesi dwa eye bonus o ka se hwe express lane no so obey ye kokuma se no hwe o ka no no ni de ni na so se wo ba no na de se amafo betimi adwen se do mahama within 1 year kra dollar so betimi ate adu ba bia adu within just 5 days entoko ekoso yi senke ne ka ye so eyi na nki ye ko pepetu kra nki nya bi bibia ehise bibia koso kama enye na Ghana fu aro de he se Ronaldo siwo wakose go a enwanwa se Messi akwa go from center line wa bo akose go a enwanwa enye nwanwa de enwanwa ni se siwo pa na de penalty ato ho se bosse na siwo over the bar enu accountability obi anim se o ma bokro no Yenim obianim ade na be before them neighbors. They are our neighbors, they are our brothers, they are our friends. We know said they have ill-gotten monies. And they are doing what we call impunity. They are showcasing impunity. Notoriety. Mejia. And you are letting them get away with murder. Murder. Now, no ajimamani to me now. Know the case I say we tell Ghana ni. Now I'm here with fee akokra with $2 million. It what na kwakotu. What the name? I'm here with akokra professor. I'm here with fee. Had you already heard Okromba? NDC. We know ye. Na dia mo ya na ye time. I am a time you be that. Now me catch him now see the use of justice grind slowly. When I can't ask him, you chrono growth. Hwɛ ade na obi ba wiawo e wo fia unya no na wo ko ihe police ma ne mechi no na wa wo yire no mo fa kwa dwindwim. We are getting disappointed by the day, and I for one I will never in this world say anya hwe ewe bibi so wona wo ni say anya hwe ya woni de say sika na ya bibodi woni de ke beti di aye ya ba ba mu foforo ya campaign ya de ne den ya ka trankofo say John Mahama wa che abuga pela atu enti ekufo do ne nkofo de abuga pela obi ani say abuga pela no John Mahama omu ya nuanom che say enape ena say bi omu kwa omu krana enso so wodi ni ko gina ho ma ye di na sama egubo no ye ni ko to afiase na ti mu de mu nko na mu de mu nim nam so mpa mu sori ya people for your program na mu siase o mu ni mo be ka ba ti mu because o mu nim say o ma wiye sika to the extent say o mu ti di nkomo kra say o mu ma mu sika ni bia mu nya o mo hwe ampa so mu ya o mo hwe han NDC ebe ya kakra media me say case mu asa tu enchen ebe kakra ma ba no so ya fa kwa bi before no so ye wo ye bone no ni hu nya hi kotere se de oto bo no anya na hi se de o ka se na ni gine wu na wo wa ba mu na wo ka tere se na ni gine akwa no ni ska wia o me ka tere se mo nya national audit me kana de manuasi me proposal ne say mo nya national audit from 2017 to 2025, January 2017 to January 2025. Sikabia kufodo ejeye asaban adwuma bia o mo so mo di sense kana ya mo ku tire ministry by ministry every minister bia should be accountable na NDC minister bia so nya accountable to society say me so me ba ya no sika say me di say me nsem say me fa nya adwuma sa no Ghana ni benya gidie wo democracy ni mu enti no wo minister wo ho no as railway minister sika ya di ma wo na yesen emu say na odi adwuma sen wo koye kodu we ye national audit ni bia sika ekodi omo ho no ye be hu balance me say ekufo do ni na ban 8 years no they cannot account for 10% of monies they accrued.
Me that say.
That it ho sikari they be body. Me that say. When attorney general at baby there be amanso and say and the way I say and the way I say me dey manu we ewa for a purpose.
Okay.
Me 90 manu we enkan to da.
Me that say.
Monya dey say efata na ni monyam etise koshia. A free boy from say Kim.
Intimi Fabio. Me da say Listo Nana Kusipoku, executive director the my good governance advocacy group Ghana GAG. One of our things Ninkaso Kazi. Listo Reverend Benjamin Ejare, one soft one be a or more Ghana ha one de no cray mapa. Was it or Pewasani pa into or Paquaniano was yaw. Crana was yaw into Reverend Macau Crana de Ache Listo. Reverend Benjamin Ejare do na friend of Sofo Amwako Nyankopon Insha Mempeda afi Mahmoud Kabori a spokesperson to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources penny for imienu ana ne ombeka yen se ofidie mu na afi nkomo ahodo a na etwegu o mangan me wose won so ti ase no yetimi de eba besomo ha na brema kwan na ye de dwumadi ni nyina aba na we ye okwa msiara Mr. Rav Jampo Mr. Peter Cranton na Emmanuel Neti Abbas womo ana wo ho a wo bomo de hwese TV ni so be kama wo bra de dwumadi ebre wo afi camera na chi Akofia Sante e wo ha na Prince so wo ha na wo mu nyina so bomo de so wo betimi atwa dwumadi no na wo mo de asom Lizzy ana ye makeup ne ho aye fene de baba somo mi akasa me jepre na fe mi di dwumadi ho chia me ma mi di e de enke Obrempong the grassroots president who kwap Mike Ania Yankopon Shira Mempreda se wo jepre na so timi hwe dwumadi bi ebre na so se news team ni so be baba tena na nsema aka no omo timi de baba somo Yankopon ya adoma me ne obesan hia e wo dwumadi so makra mo